Liu Feng had to respect that big dude's acting skills. Those slick moves were legit. Jin Xiang slammed the brakes, totally freaked out by the whole thing. Hold up, old Liu is on the way? If his elite squad was right on their heels, no wonder these dudes were hauling as fast as possible. Jin Xiang folded immediately and spun around. Forget this. Let's bounce. If they ran into old Liu now, their whole tournament run would be dead in the water. His teammate asked about the easy points, but Jin Xiang was way too busy saving his own neck. We will crush them later, he screamed while running. These clowns had zero clue. They fell for the oldest trick in the book. Boom. All three got smoked from behind. Jin Xiang froze up, breaking into a cold sweat. Wait, what? It finally hit him that he got played for a fool. He stared in shock as Liu Feng flashed a massive, cocky grin right at him. How is this happening? Jin Xiang and his whole squad turned into pixels instantly. They were completely deleted from the match. After trolling that toxic team, Liu Feng told his crew to keep moving. The best part? The cameras caught every second of that epic disrespect. Those squads got done dirty. Nobody saw that upset coming. In the monitor room, the two proctors looked stone-cold serious. Qian Fan was geeking out over Lan Xuanyu and his crazy potential. I mean, pulling a smart human right out of a summoning gate is insane. But the absolute wildest part was definitely that massive dragon roar. How did Lan Xuanyu pull that off after taking a golden lion roar to the face? Ji Hongbin stood there, looking super skeptical of the whole situation. This kid somehow buffs Liu Feng's martial soul. But there is no way a low-level student could unleash a dragon roar with that much raw firepower. It is impossible. Watching the footage, the wild truth hit them. Did the pressure from that golden lion roar actually force his hidden bloodline to awaken such an insane special power? Did his mutated blue-silver grass martial soul actually trigger all this madness? A mystery started brewing in the teacher's mind. This power might be even more broken than the Golden Lion King itself. Meanwhile, light years away on Heaven Dou Planet, Bai Shushu was gasping for air in her dorm room. She grabbed her chest and muttered that the psycho literally scared the soul out of her. That whole mess really rattled her. She was just glad she bailed early, even if her bloodline was still glitching from the shockwave. Then a wild thought hit her. Wait, that insane dragon roar he unleashed. Why did it feel so weirdly familiar to her? Back at school, the match ended and Jin Xiang stormed out of his pod like a total maniac. Liu Feng, you trash. I'm going to wreck you guys. He lunged forward to grab Lan Xuanyu by the collar when a booming voice shut him down instantly. Back off now. The icy tone showed zero tolerance. You got cocky, dropped your guard, and fell for a cheap trick like some amateur. Ji Hongbin stepped out, glaring holes right through the kid. You got wrecked, so just stay mad. If this was a real battlefield, you would already be a corpse. His voice dropped, delivering a serious reality check. One of these days, you kids will have to fight real psychos. If you just screw around in simulation pods, there is no way you will survive long enough to actually make a name for yourselves. He was not pulling any punches. Real power is not just about flexing your stats. You have to actually use your brain, not just your fists. First place for the combat exam goes to Lan Xuanyu, Liu Feng, and Qian Lei. The boys stared at each other while the rest of the class lost it. What the heck? Aren't those losers stuck in Class B? How did they pull that off? Jin Xiang was fuming, feeling like he got totally robbed. No way those scrubs took the crown. He always flexed his elite bloodline like he owned the place. Getting humiliated like this burned right through his massive ego. That golden bloodline was supposed to be top tier. He was the bully, not the one getting styled on. Getting crushed this hard was a massive reality check. Jin Xiang's furious glare locked onto that kid. Seriously, what is up with his power? Meanwhile, Lan Xuanyu was just chilling, giving hype thumbs up to his bros. But honestly, Lan Xuanyu just discovered something way cooler. His spirit power had definitely leveled up a notch. That gold and silver vortex in his chest felt way more massive than before. He was hyped, itching to run back to his dorm and test his new stats. Then Ji Hongbin's voice cut through the noise. The combat exam is a wrap. Go back to your rooms or hit the cultivation chambers now. The teacher singled him out. Lan Xuanyu, stay right here. Catching the vibe, his boys did not hang around for the fallout. All right, bro, we are heading out first. See you later. Lan Xuanyu stayed back by the professor as a mysterious dude in a red cloak walked up. Lan Xuanyu just blinked, looking clueless as the silver-haired guy waved him over. Come with me, kid, he said with a super chill smile. Lan Xuanyu thought this dude had some serious main character energy. Who was he anyway? Wait, did not someone call him the vice dean earlier? So Xuanyu tags along behind the two older guys. Qian Fan looks totally annoyed, glaring back with pure attitude. Why are you following us? Hongbin crosses his arms, just keeping an eye on things. Cannot have you corrupting the kid. Qian Fan totally cracks up at that. Old G, are you losing your mind? You want to raise another chaotic demon king like yourself? Lan Xuanyu just stands there, completely lost. Like, what is up with these two? Honestly, Teacher G makes this guy sound super sketchy. They walk through the academy's massive, dead, silent hallways. Xuanyu gets dragged into this vintage, European-style room. The two of them sit face to face across a tiny tea table. Fan finally stops dodging and drops the real question. Spill it. In the maze today, what made you pull off that crazy survival tactic? Chilling in the teacher's lounge, Lan Xuanyu sits up straight. He casually breaks down his mindset during that insane battle. Look, the maze is pure chaos, right? Nobody knows what is lurking in the shadows. Why waste energy picking stupid, pointless fights? Just let the try-hards wipe each other out. Boom, easy win. Fan freezes for a second, then smirks like a proud villain. Not bad, kid. Your big brain actually matches your raw power. Who knew the kid with zero soul power would be the real wild card? Listen, you can grind for stats later, but that killer instinct? You just can't teach that. The guy goes silent, giving this heavy stare. I really vibe with your instincts, kid. How about it? Want to be my disciple? Xuanyu is totally blindsided. Wait, what? Over in the corner, Hanbin stops shuffling through his files, eyes narrowing with deep suspicion. Xuanyu doesn't even hesitate for a second before answering. Yeah, but I already have a master. Tianfan looks completely lost. You already have one. Doing what? Teaching you some dusty old martial soul arts? Then he plays dirty, aiming right for the kid's soft spot. Relax. I am not going to bore you with that outdated trash. Didn't you choose space warship piloting? Guess who can teach you the real deal? Hook, line, and sinker. The second he hears warships, the kid is sold. No way. You actually fly those? Tianfan puffs up, acting all cocky. Bet you didn't see that coming, huh? Flying a massive star cruiser isn't some solo gaming session in your room. You need a huge crew, but you also need one absolute boss calling the shots. We are talking about commanding a whole fleet. I can teach you to dominate the galaxy. You in? Just hearing about this gets Xuanyu insanely hyped. Heck yeah, I am in. I have been obsessed with space cruisers since I was a little kid. Tianfen nods, looking super smug. Then bow down and call me master. Xuanyu hesitates for a second, glancing at Hongbin like he is asking for permission. Hongbin just gives a tiny nod, basically saying, go for it. That is all the push Xiyunyu needs. He steps right up and gives a legit, respectful bow. Master, please take me in as your epic disciple. Having totally scored, Tianfan is practically vibrating with hype. Yes, awesome. Finally got myself an heir to the throne. From this second on, you are officially in my crew. The name is Tianfan, but just teacher works fine. Oh, and a pro tip. Never tell anyone outside that I am your master. Xuanyu just blinks, totally clueless about the massive red flag. Hongbin immediately jumps in to drop some truth. Yeah, seriously. Keep his name out of your mouth in public. Otherwise, you are going to regret it. Before he can even spill the tea, Tianfan snaps and cuts him off. Yo, shut it. Nobody asked for your audio commentary. Hongbin literally could not care less about the tantrum. Whatever, man. At least you know how to keep your own student from getting cancelled. I am out of here. Have fun playing teacher. But then his vibe gets dark. He glares back over his shoulder with zero chill in his voice. Listen, Xuanyu is a solid kid. With your sketchy track record, you better not mess this up. Hearing that, Tianfan absolutely loses it. He is trying so hard to look cool for his new student, but the rage just takes over. What the heck does that mean? Get out. Seriously, just leave. Hallman doesn't even flinch, dropping a savage burn as he walks away. Oh wow, the infamous demon fox Tianfan looking so mighty. Tianfan's aura practically catches fire. That guy ticks me off so much. But a second later, his edgy facade drops into something way heavier. Whatever happens, I am never backing down from this. Xuanyu is just awkwardly standing there, finally getting the courage to speak up. Teacher. Tianfan snaps out of it, looking totally busted. My bad. Every single time I deal with that old guy, my blood pressure just spikes. Forget him, let's jump straight into the grind. Today, I am going to show you what real, raw space travel actually feels like. That flips Xuanyu's mood instantly into pure hype mode. Let's go. When they roll up to the facility, the kid's jaw drops at the insane setup. Holy crap, that thing is massive. Is that seriously just a simulator pod? Tianfan acts all nonchalant. It is a two-seater pod, kid. Just hop through that hatch over there. Xuanyu slides into the slick pilot seat. The artificial intelligence system chimes in with a cold robotic voice. Identity confirmed. Tianluo Academy Cadet, Xu Yingyu. Clearance level, 0 operations. But the kid doesn't even care about the stats. He is too busy geeking out over the futuristic dashboard. This is so sick. Suddenly, Tian Fan's voice blasts through the comms. You strapped in? Kid, the gravity force is about to be completely brutal. You better spark up your soul power if you don't want to get crushed. Shu Anyu smirks. Bring it on, teacher. I was born ready for this. With everything locked down, Tian Feng drops the command. Starfighter Unit 128, initiating launch sequence. Boom. A massive shockwave slams into him, catching him totally off guard. He flexes every muscle just to survive the ride. The pressure is insane. It feels like his bones are literally about to snap. Need power. Fast. My gold-patterned blue-silver grass will max out my defense. He screams internally, trying to chill out and handle the crushing force. But wait, the crushing weight just completely vanishes. Huh? The pressure totally dropped. He snaps his head up, staring out the massive viewport. No way. We are literally in space. He starts fanboying uncontrollably. But the hype dies instantly as the ship aggressively jerks forward. His stomach drops as the pressure spikes again. Whoa! Is this crazy thing hitting warp speed? Off in the distance, some weird shapes render on screen. What even is that garbage? He doesn't have to wait long. They are flying straight into a deadly meteorite belt. In the pilot's seat, Tian Fan grins. Buckle up, kid. Watch a real master go to work. He violently yanks the flight stick, blasting the ship into the danger zone with a deafening screech. The 0 to 100 acceleration makes Xuanyu panic and squeeze his eyes shut. Wait, what? A combat zone? The starfighter rips through the void like lightning, dodging jagged space rocks by literal millimeters. Even inside the pod, Xuanyu gets crushed by mountain-level gravity. Out of nowhere, boom. A colossal explosion rocks the void, blasting a shockwave that flips the entire ship upside down. A chain of brutal detonations lights up the dark. The starfighter violently barrel rolls to dodge the blast radius. Xuanyu's brain feels like scrambled eggs. The whole galaxy is spinning out of control. What the heck is happening? The pressure just hit fatal levels. The ship keeps ripping through endless loops, leaving him so dizzy he doesn't know which way is up. Ugh, I am literally gonna hurl. The explosions won't stop spamming. Lan Xuanyu is trapped in that cursed cockpit, taking insane mental and physical damage. Feels like forever, but after 20 grueling minutes, the nightmare finally stops. He ejects and sprints out like his life depends on it. Yin Tian Fan pokes his head out, casually dropping some helpful advice. Bathrooms are at the end of the hall, kid. Lan Xuanyu is fighting for his life right now. The only sound left is that super gross echoing down the massive corridor. Blurg. Gag. Tian Fan finally lets his smug grin show. Ha! The crazy little punk actually lasted 19 minutes. Man, my first time in a starfighter, I only survived 18 minutes. Haha, I totally hit the jackpot with this kid. Not bad at all. His mental stats and physical endurance are absolutely cracked. The guy rambles about how strength is forged in fire. But honestly, looking at Lan Xuanyu, the dude was totally wrecked. His brain was basically lagging out in the clouds. Teacher, Yin Tian Fan totally got it, having survived that exact same hell. Just chill, kid. Go crash and sleep it off. Hit my place after class tomorrow. I will deal with Mu Zhang Tian. Lan Xuanyu practically zombie walked out of there. Dude did not even remember how he made it back to the dorms. He straight up skipped dinner. Qian Lei and Lu Feng tried talking to him, but it was all white noise. He just passed out hard, room spinning like crazy. Next day at the cafeteria, Ye Lingtong was storming around. Super salty, losing last night was straight up garbage. Seriously, crossing paths with that guy is a massive curse. Then she spots this massive mob of students raging in the distance. You owe us an explanation. This is total BS. She wanders over like, yo, what is the drama? Some random bystander spills the tea. That dude inhaled everyone's breakfast. He claimed he was just starving and accidentally ate everything. Yi Lingtong stared at him, absolutely shook. We aren't talking about a couple of pancakes. One guy devoured 30 portions on his own. That is absurdly flex-level gluttony. The mob kept flaming him. What are you going to do about it? We are starving here. Meanwhile, Lan Xuanyu was totally cringing, staring at his shoes like a guilty puppy. The whining was getting crazy loud, giving her a massive headache. Ugh, seriously, you are such a walking disaster. But then she snaps, stepping up like a boss. All right, zip it. What do you want him to barf it back up? He jerked his head up, totally shocked. Did she really just defend him? Right on cue, the crowd starts buzzing again. Mu Zhangtian was striding over, looking intense. Step aside, kids. Let the teacher handle this mess. He pushed up his glasses, all strictly business. Fresh breakfast is on the way. Go eat. Lan Xuanyu's body is acting up. I need to drag him to the med bay right now. Hearing that, the dude low-key panicked. Like, what was wrong with him? Lan Xuanyu dragged his feet, following the teacher out of the cafeteria like a dead man walking. Outside, boom, Yin Tian Fan was already waiting. He tried to play it cool. The guy smirked back, but suddenly Lan Xuanyu felt this insane, gut-wrenching reflex just looking at him. Whatever, Yin Tian Fan did not care, still grinning like a maniac. Chill out, kid. That is just your body crashing from burning too much energy. Your bloodline is literally screaming for fuel, hence the freak out. From now on, you are eating all 3 meals in my office. No arguments. Muzhang Tian was just standing there, mind blown. The vice principal is actually tutoring Lan Xuanyu. This guy is like top-tier VIP at Tianlu Academy. Even the principal is low-key terrified of him. Teacher Mu's the only one who can actually tolerate him. Everyone else runs away like he is radioactive. Fingers crossed this is not a death sentence for Lan Xuanyu. Yin Tian Fan gave this creepy, polite smile. Report to my spot after classes. Eat up, then we train for an hour. But Lan Xuanyu was totally not vibing with it, feeling mega bad juju. Suddenly, the teacher's face went dead serious, dropping some heavy boomer wisdom. Real men do not dodge hardcore challenges, they smash right through them. Lan Xuanyu shivered. Yup, this dude was a straight-up psycho. Fast forward to morning, and Yin Tian Fan actually cooked up a storm. Lan Xuanyu was staring at a massive, god-tier feast. He grabbed his chopsticks and absolutely inhaled the food. This was high-level, rare drop grub, pumping his stats up instantly. For a second, Yin Tian Fan looked like an actual angel, but by nightfall, Demon Mode was the ultimate final boss. Just seeing his twisted expression made Lan Xuanyu want to quit life. He dragged the kid through brutal, broken-tier training. Lan Xuanyu felt every bone-crushing hit from the Star Mecha Simulator. When the torture finally paused, he was literally gasping for air. Every single day was a grind until his body snapped and his brain felt like mush. During this whole arc, Lan Xuanyu was living in a dizzy, laggy haze. Qianlei saw his buddy looking like a zombie and started freaking out. Lan Xuanyu was sleepwalking through the halls, totally ignoring the entire world around him. Even his perfectly fine academic grades started tanking. But the grind was actually paying off. His reaction speed was glitching past normal limits, and his physical stats were leveling up hard. Whenever he got back to his room, he would self-train like a madman. That brutal mecha feedback, plus those overpowered nutrition buffs, was seriously maxing out his endurance. Piloting the mecha stopped making him want to puke. But of course, Yin Tian Fan just cranked up the simulator time. He had to hit his absolute breaking point every single day. Getting dragged off by that psycho was high-key terrifying. A few days later, Lu Feng could not hold back his curiosity anymore. Lan Xuanyu, are you getting locked up with the vice principal again tonight? Qianlei chimed in. Finals are coming up, bro. We need to grind together. Looking pale as a ghost, Lan Xuanyu snatched the excuse. True that. I will try to bail and ask the teacher tonight. Then Qianlei suddenly remembered his own stats and totally flexed. Oh right, my spiritual power is about to smash the 200 mark. How are your stats looking? Lan Xuanyu just cringed internally. He mumbled some whatever answer and tried to dip. I do not even know, man. My brain is fried 24/7. Lan Xuanyu tried to walk away, but his legs were shaking like a busted NPC. All right, I gotta bounce. The other two just stood there, seriously stressed out. Is he actually going to survive this? Man, let's hope he doesn't die. Cut to another building where Ji Hongbin just slammed his fist on Yin Tian Fan's desk. He was screaming at the top of his lungs, "You old fox. Have you lost your freaking mind? Do you know how intense your simulator pod is? If that kid glitches out and dies, what do we tell his parents?" Yin Tian Fan just rolled his eyes, looking massively annoyed. You are being so extra right now. If I did not know what I was doing, would I put him in my personal rig? I am force awakening his talent the hardcore way. He gritted his teeth, not backing down. Let me drop a truth bomb on you. That kid is already surviving a full hour in there. Ji Hongbin just froze, totally short-circuiting. What the heck? A whole hour? Yin Tian Fan frowned, his eyes darkening. The kid's spiritual and physical stats are insane. Giving him a basic tutorial like some new would be a massive waste of his potential. He pointed a finger, looking dead serious. I am betting everything on him getting into that legendary place. Ji Hongbin was left totally speechless. Yin Tian Fan slowly pushed himself up from his chair. Old Gi, my biggest regret is how insanely arrogant I was back in the day. I messed up so bad I got expelled. Otherwise, I would not be rotting here alone. Ji Hongbin finally sighed, giving up the fight. Yeah, whatever. We are both just washed-up losers anyway. Hongbin laid down a totally wild proposal. Let the kid take it for a spin, he demanded, and give me full admin access to watch. He had to see if the rookie could actually tank the pressure, so they shoved Xuanyu straight into the pod. You good in there, kid? Bro yelled back like an absolute boss, born ready. Hongbin didn't waste a second punching in the system specs. The virtual world around Xuanyu instantly morphed into pure chaos. He was getting sucked deep into the simulation. The kid just gritted his teeth, flexing every muscle to survive the insane pressure. Outside, Hongbin was watching like a hawk when boom, a massive explosion rocked the audio. Inside, Xuanyu was locked in, reading the battlefield. Gotta admit, the kid had leveled up hard. He was totally vibing with Tianfan's crazy piloting style now. Xuanyu's eyes darted to the side, spotting another warship pulling up. Bro was literally scanning the raw specs of the interstellar fighter in real time. What followed was a totally unhinged chain of explosions. Absolute fireworks. But just a second later, the cosmic battlefield went completely silent. The pod hissed open and the kid stumbled out, gasping for air. Tianfan swaggered over, flexing his ultimate proud dad energy. "How did my boy do?" Hongbin just rolled his eyes at the ego trip, muttering. "Not completely trash." Deep down, he was totally shook by the rookie's god-tier adaptability. Tianfan was practically hyping him to the moon. That is pure, raw talent. Bro, way beyond anything I even calculated. Give it 3 months, and I'm letting him solo pilot this beast. That flex made Hongbin freeze in his tracks. Hold up, are you crazy? Speedrunning him like that is way too fast. But Tianfan wasn't backing down from his hot take. His potential is totally off the charts. Plus, I have been tracking his physical stats nonstop. Xuanyu was standing right there, looking completely lost. "Bro, you haven't tested me once." Tianfan finally dropped the bombshell. "What are you staring at, squirt? You thought I was feeding you premium spirit grub just for the vibes. Wolfing all that down and instantly burning it off proves one thing. Your mutant bloodline is literally starving for hardcore fuel." Tianfan smirked, his eyes practically gleaming with hype for the kid's future. But real talk, Xuanyu was still a child. He desperately needed a chill phase to just grow and adapt. Once he hits 12 years old, I am rewriting his entire training arc from scratch. Hearing that, Hongbin actually cracked a tiny smile. "Cool, I can stop stressing now. Looks like you finally leveled up and matured, dude." Tianfan instantly caught the shade and flared up like a lit fuse. "Yo, what is that supposed to mean? When have I ever not been mature?" Hongbin just casually spun on his heels to leave. "Matured since when? Remind me who got kicked out of the academy?" That ice-cold burn made Tianfan literally jump out of his skin. "Hey, that was way below the belt. Catch me in the Mecha arena." But before dipping, Hongbin tossed a serious look at the kid. "Xuanyu, you better grind hard on your own too. If you're picking a battle armor spec, main and design. Trust me." Hongbin threw up a peace sign as he strolled away. "All right, I'm out. By the way, I am your professor next semester. Deal with it." The kid was a total goody two-shoes, bowing with a quick thanks. "Teach." Meanwhile, Tianfan was throwing a massive temper tantrum in the background. "Get the heck out of my lab. And do not ever show your face here again, you absolute troll." Smash cut to the exam hall where Mu Jiangtian was running the show with zero chill. "Listen up, newbies. Here are the survival rules for this midterm. First up, the physical body check." Qian's son was locked in, memorizing every word. Xuanyu was basically in try-hard mode too, staring intensely as the teacher droned on and on. Bottom line, the squad that racks up the most bonus points avoids getting completely wiped out. The stakes were insanely high. Phase 1, pure raw strength. Xuanyu easily clutched a bonus point, sweating buckets before they finally called time. Cool. Next victim. The proctor was speeding through the hit list. "Qian-sun, get up here and flex." Bro was fighting for his life, trying to tank the pressure in this round. After 5 agonizing minutes that felt like a century, Qian-sun barely survived. 5 minutes? That is a massive stat boost. Take a bonus point. Next up was the speedrun phase. Lu Feng completely blitzed it, snagging his own bonus. But when Xuanyu got his scorecard, his face totally dropped. Major bummer. Soul power check. Level 16. Sure, it was a level up, but bro was still scraping the bottom tier of the class rankings. Then came the mind-bending stuff. Qianlei, mental power at 187. Bonus point. Mu Zhangtian's voice boomed across the room. Next up, Xuanyu. Watching the kids swagger up to the console, the teacher's brain did backflips. So many mixed vibes. Did 3 months of torture under the vice dean actually buff this kid's mental stats? He wondered. Zhangtian threw him a nod and Xuanyu dropped into the scanning chair like an absolute boss. "All right, boot up the scan." The kid clamped his eyes shut, locking into focus. Zhangtian narrowed his eyes, low-key praying for a glitch-level miracle. The digital readouts flickered to life and the digits started climbing. The meter kept spiking and the entire room started losing their minds. 180 already? Bro, is he about to dunk on Qianlei? Everyone lost their minds as the score rocketed to 190. Complete chaos. 190. This kid just took the crown. Qianlei was staring like his brain crashed. No way, man. While everyone was lagging, the numbers glitched up to 194. Zhang Tian stood there frozen, eyes popping out. It is still going. The crowd was screaming while the monitor flexed its pure power. 194, 95, tick 96, 97. The speed was slowing down, but the power was real. Absolute madness. Before their eyes, that crazy stat hit the limit at 199. The hype died instantly, leaving the room in a heavy, dead silence. Everyone held their breath until the digits finally flatlined. Yo, did it just hit the max? Someone whispered. Zhang Tian was still paralyzed in shock. Man, reaching that mid-tier spirit connection level is an insane wall to hit, he realized. In the back, the teachers were talking major trash. For real, he is 1 point away, but he basically just dunked on the entire roster. Meanwhile, Xuanyu was fully plugged into the matrix, totally zoned out. His inner power vortex was glowing like a radioactive supernova. Deep in his mindscape, the kid stared at the visuals in awe. Xuanyu's hyper-focus was zoomed in on all the sickest little details. That epic spark in the eye of the vortex actually had high-definition colors now. He totally geeked out, locking onto that mysterious floating orb. The core was pulsing, blasting out these wild neon shockwaves. Wait, what is the color drop? He thought. Oh snap, I see it. It is pulsing green, red, deep blue, and hot yellow. Boom. In the real world, the system spiked one last time. 200 flat, mid-tier spirit connection level, totally cracked. With pure sweaty try-hard energy, the mad lad actually hit 200. Just like that, Xuanyu grabbed the mental power bonus, dragging his squad to the #1 spot for physical stats. Cut to room 316. Qi and Sun, Jian Yi, and Ling Tong were plotting their next moves. The actual combat raid was dropping any minute now. I do not care about the boss, we are taking that title. But Qi and Sun suddenly paused, feeling super sus. Hold up, do you guys feel like Xuanyu is acting kind of glitchy lately? Last time, he just roared and completely broke the fight. Ling Tong sighed, validating the theory. Big facts. Every time I duel him, my soul gets nerfed and I cannot do max damage. Xiang Xin, his eyes burned with try-hard fury. Not today, guys. I just unlocked my second ring to become a Grand Spirit Master. We are catching this W no matter what. Xianyu suddenly had a major brain blast. Think about it. Ever since Lan Xuanyu hit room 333, those other guys have been acting totally cracked. So the real boss is obviously Lan Xuanyu. Liu Changshun, his face went totally deadpan as he made a ruthless call. Easy fix, man. If we see those losers, we go all out and wipe out Lan Xuanyu first. The clock hit 0 for the big combat exam. Instructor Mu Zhengtian stood before the massive crowd of students, laying down the hardcore rules. This afternoon, his bloodbath goes down in the arena. Group 333 is playing King of the Hill. 9 brutal matches total. Those 3 guys literally have to survive 9 back-to-back fights. The rest of you will draw lots to launch your attacks. And we are grading every single flex you pull. Qianlei shot his hand up like a total noob. Wait, teach. Can we just quit? We already cleared the passing mark anyway. But Mu Zhangtian instantly crushes that weak dream. If you fail half these matches, I am stripping your elite titles and trashing your scores by 30%. Liu Feng, Lan Xuanyu, and Qianlei groaned, feeling totally scammed by the system. Seriously, the academy was literally trying to unalive them. Ignoring their despair, Mu Zhangtian barked the order. Enough whining. Draw your lots and get into the simulation pods. Lan Xuanyu slid into the high-tech pod. Sure, simulations recharge soul power to the max, but what about their actual mental energy? Yeah, that definitely was not getting a reset. They needed a god-tier strategy for this. Lan Xuanyu huddled up with his crew. Yo, Qianlei. With this insane gauntlet, how many summons can your brain handle before frying? Qianlei actually looked dead serious for once. If we are calling in Bai Shu Shu, I can maybe push it to 5 times, but that depends on if she is in the mood to help us. Xuanyu frowned, totally focused. What if we use the right-hand summoning trick? Qianlei did not sugarcoat it. I could maybe squeeze out 3 more, but I would be running on fumes. Throw in 1 extra Bai Zhu Zhu summon and we can get 4 wins. Lan Xuanyu finally relaxed his shoulders. Bet, I have the master plan. Suddenly, Li Yufeng yelled to the squad, heads up. The first victims are dropping. Lan Xuanyu snapped into a combat stance, yelling, Qianlei, hit the summon. The dude did not miss a beat. He flicked his shiny gold coin into the air, blasting open the glowing summoning gate. At the exact same second, Lan Xuanyu clenched his fist tight. His badass gold-patterned silver grass surged to life. He slapped his hand onto the dimensional door. But the enemy squad was not brain dead. They charged in fast. They are popping a summon. Rush them down right now. It was the tryhards from room 304. The boys started panicking. "Watch out, man. They are literally right on top of us." But Lan Xuanyu stepped up like a boss, shielding the gate. "Chill. Keep the summon going." Qianlei gritted his teeth and poured all his juice into the spell. While he was sweating bullets, an enemy from 304 launched a super sneaky strike. Boom. Out of nowhere, a massive scaly tail whipped from the portal, swatting the attacker away like a bug. A terrifying dragon head smashed through the dimensional tier, letting out a roar. Even Qianlei was shaken to his core. Holy crap, did my brain just pull this monster from thin air? A crocodile dragon stood there like a VIP bouncer. One roar from its massive jaws had the whole arena shaking. Up in the observation deck, the teachers were losing their minds and jumping out of their seats. No way. They actually summoned a sub-dragon class, crocodile dragon. That is a crazy rare soul beast drop. The squad from 304 is sweating buckets. You kidding me? They actually pulled off the summon. Xu Xiani just got absolutely wrecked by this giant lizard in one hit. Suddenly, the crocodile dragon snapped its massive eyes toward Lan Xuanyu. It locked its terrifying gaze dead onto him, and he totally felt that heavy stare. Then, in the wildest plot twist ever, the giant predator started nuzzling its massive snout against Lan Xuanyu's leg, just like an overgrown puppy. Lan Xuanyu did not even flinch. He just casually reached down and gave its scaly head some pats. The enemy team and his crew were totally glitching out. Since when do savage soul beasts act like cute little pets? Lan Xuanyu just smirked, not bad at all. This big guy looks like he can dish out some serious damage. His eyes lock onto the terrified enemy squad. All right, playtime is over. Giving them zero time to breathe, Lan Xuanyu pointed forward with major boss energy. Wipe them out. The crocodile dragon went into frenzy mode and blasted forward. The enemy girls finally snapped out of it. Watch your six. The beast is on us. One tryhard yelled, "I will pull its aggro. Get ready." They desperately tried to strategize before getting stomped. Hold the line. Let us test its defense stats and movement speed. You have to hand it to them. They were elite prodigies for a reason. Staring down a nightmare reptile, they still kept their cool. Too bad, that means nothing against raw, overpowered stats. Their fancy strategies were completely useless. In a blink, the crocodile dragon steamrolled both of them into absolute dust, knocking them out of the match. First round over, and Lan Xuanyu's squad barely broke a sweat for the win. The arena speakers blasted the results. Match 1 concludes. Total victory for Group 333. Lan Xuanyu immediately spun around. "Yo, Qianlei, sit down and regen your stats right now. Otherwise, your brain will lag on the next summons." Qianlei nodded hard, but then the arena doors slammed open. Lan Xuanyu just shook his head, looking fed up. Guess the instructors are not giving us a single second of cooldown time. To make it worse, these next guys are literally our biggest ops. Stepping onto the battlefield were the absolute worst. It was Jin Xiang and Peng Bin. Jin Xiang stepped up, instantly flexing his toxic energy. "My soul power just skyrocketed past level 18. Losers. Time to pay for the humiliation you served us." Lan Xuanyu did not even bother trash-talking back. He just signaled Qianlei, who backed up to start casting. On it. But their rivals actually leveled up their speed this time. You seriously think we would fall for the same dumb trick twice? They blasted a crazy shockwave, totally lagging out Qianlei's summoning circle. Peng Bin blitzed in like an absolute speed demon. Lan Xuanyu gritted his teeth, holding the portal open with pure willpower to protect the cast. Lu Feng's eyes widened. "Hold on, Lan Xuanyu. I am coming to carry." But before Lu Feng could move, a vicious ice shadow slashed right across his path. "In your dreams, trash. You want to play hero for Lan Xuanyu? You gotta get through me." Jin Shang smirked like an absolute supervillain. "Perfect execution, boys. We are wiping these frauds off the map in one clean sweep." Jin Shang gloated, "Bet you did not see this coming. You zeros will not last 60 seconds. Just as the deadly staff crashed down, Lan Xuanyu caught it bare-handed like an absolute god. The enemy's jaw straight up hit the floor. "Bro, what the heck? He just tanked my spear tip." That move literally has an armor-shattering soul skill built into it. Out of nowhere, a brand new summon rocketed straight out of the glowing portal. It whipped around so fast that Jin Shang almost had a heart attack. Freaking out, he threw up his arms to block the incoming blur. "Bro, its speed is hacked. What is that thing? Shields up?" But the warning was too late. Jin Shang caught a brutal strike right to the center of his forehead. His partner finally snapped out of the shock, screaming his name. His eyes were still wide open in pure terror as Jin Shang instantly face-planted into the dirt, totally knocked out. Even Qianlei was mind-blown, staring at the chaotic little monster he just pulled from the ether. What kind of broken soul beast is that? How is it doing this? Lan Xuanyu's voice cut through the chaos, cold and unfazed. Now that it stopped moving, everyone could see its terrifying form. It is an emerald demon bird. Lan Xuanyu dropped the lore like a pro. This specific soul beast is known for being insanely toxic and vicious. It gets a sick kick out of slaughtering creatures and feasting on their brains. Not only is its speed maxed out, but its critical hit damage is off the charts. It is a total headhunter, aiming exclusively for fatal brain strikes. Plus, it is the ultimate hard counter to any flying soul beast. The psychotic bird did not waste a second. Its glowing, murderous eyes instantly locked onto Peng Bin. Peng Bin was practically wetting himself, his voice cracking like crazy. "No, dude, stay the heck away from me." But before he could blink, the demon bird launched like a lethal missile right into his skull. Peng Bin's eyes rolled back as his body crumbled into a heap on the floor. The last one standing panicked and spammed her twin-pointed white dragon spear. Honestly, tryharding did not save her from getting clapped like her squad. All three of them ended up eating dirt on the arena floor. Lan Xuanyu watched the whole thing go down and his jaw hit the floor. Taking out three dudes in the blink of an eye is straight up terrifying, bro. He stared at the beast, totally on edge. Judging by its massive size and emerald colors, this was a 100-year emerald demon bird. Suddenly, the crazy bird whipped its head and dive-bombed toward Lan Xuanyu and his crew. Qianlei freaked out but managed to snap his fingers just in time. He yelled, summoning terminated. Man, if he was a second slower, they would have been absolute toast. Lu Feng was losing his mind. He yelled, "Qianlei, why the heck is that thing hunting us down? Can you even control your own summons, man?" Qianlei just sighed and gave it to him straight. "Bro, I have zero control over that thing. Its power level is way too high, so we are just lucky it trashed the other team first." Meanwhile, in the observation room, the vibe was getting super tense. Mu Zhangtian finally broke the silence. He said Qianlei and his summoning gate are totally broken. How did that kid summon a 100-year-old emerald demon bird out of thin air? Honestly, even Lu Qian's son and his pro squad would get wrecked by that monster. Right on cue, the arena speakers boomed through the silence. Team 33 takes match number 2, flawless victory. Yin Tianfan was glued to the screen, watching the rookies battle. He raised an eyebrow and smirked. "Hey, old Li, is that what you call a martial soul fusion skill?" Li Hongbin narrowed his eyes, studying the wild replay on the big screen. "Hard to tell, man. It is super close, but not quite a true fusion skill just yet. Think about it this way. Lan Xuanyu is playing like a totally broken support class. The wild part is he can buff two totally unrelated martial souls at the exact same time. If his soul can boost anyone, we are looking at a god-tier talent." He looked back at the kid on screen. Plus, those twin martial souls are sick, and his combat stats are definitely not garbage. Sure, his soul power leveling speed is painfully slow, but his raw talent is basically a cheat code straight from the heavens. Yin Tianfan nodded, hyped about the kid's massive potential. His spiritual power is already at 200, which totally blew my mind. "Not bad, kid." But Hongbin frowned, giving him a harsh reality check. "Listen, do not get too hyped yet, because his soul power growth is lagging hard. We have to keep watching him. Without a massive pool of soul power to back it up, he will never reach the absolute peak." Yin Tianfan just smirked, throwing shade right back at him. "So what if he levels slow? Why does that even matter later on? I am not banking on his solo skills anyway, bro. Even if his personal combat power is insane, can he punch a literal space fleet? No way. I want this kid to inherit my entire legacy." Hongbin was totally speechless, just staring at Yin Tianfan and his smug face. He lowered his voice, dripping with pure sarcasm. "Yeah, right. Go pitch that idea to headquarters and see if they do not laugh you right out of the room." They locked eyes, and Yin Tianfan looked like he just got caught cheating on a test. Trying to kill the awkward vibe, he laughed. "Bro, I'm talking about normal circumstances here. If he can actually pass the entrance exam for that place, he could be commanding a whole fleet before he even hits 30. The kid has a mental game of steel, and his ability to perform under crazy pressure is exactly what I want." Hongbin just sighed and kept his mouth shut for a minute. After an awkward pause, he finally threw out a wild suggestion. "You sly old fox, let us make a deal, all right?" But Yin Tianfan shot him down immediately. "If you are trying to poach this kid, you will have to pry him from my cold, dead hands, dude." Hongbin ignored the insult, turned his back, and dropped facts. Letting this kid stick with you is literally throwing his god-tier talent straight into the trash. Are you blind? He has the potential to become a supreme powerhouse, maybe even the top dog leading a whole squad of legends. Yin Tianfan just walked out, waving him off like he did not care. "Whatever, man, he is my disciple right now. End of story. Where were you when he needed a mentor?" Ha! Hongbin opened his mouth to fire back, but just swallowed his words. The room went silent. Then, the arena notification system suddenly blew up their eardrums. Team 33 secured another dub. That is a straight 3-match win streak, baby. The main screen cut to the epic replay of the third round. Qianlei summoned a massive crimson armor dragon, totally bullying the enemy team until they practically rage quit. Easy win, but pulling that off completely drained his spiritual power to 0. The dude had to drop into instant meditation on the field, and thankfully it restored his mana. Before they could even breathe, the next squad spawned. Lan Xuanyu and Lu Feng did not waste a single second and blitzed them immediately. Madman, stick to the game plan and rush them right now. The second they closed the gap, Lan Xuanyu slapped his hand right onto his teammate's back. A blazing golden aura exploded out of Lu Feng, and he let out a totally hyped-up roar. Yeah, this is the sick feeling. With his power levels surging, he charged the newbies. 2 of the fresh spawns were literally shaking in their boots. Yo, how do they move so fast? Spam your martial souls, hurry up. Before the noobs could even press a button, Lu Feng was already spinning his spear in deadly arcs. White Dragon Leap. The 3 targets launched themselves into the air to dodge the strike. One of them yelled, split up. But Lu Feng just bent his knees and blasted off right after them. Where do you think you were going, scrubs? Without another word, he delivered a heavy punch straight to one dude's face. Eat this, loser. Lan Xuanyu was trailing right behind Lu Feng like a shadow. Madman, get ready for buff phase 2. The 2 vaulted off each other mid-air, using momentum to supercharge their attack. Lan Xuanyu crashed into his teammate, pulling off a sick mid-air double dash while stacking another crazy buff on Lu Feng. Then they split apart and synced in opposite directions to flank the enemy team. Lu Feng's spear exploded into a storm of dazzling light, trapping his target in a hurricane of slashes. Meanwhile, Lan Xuanyu locked on and blitzed the second opponent. The enemy panicked and threw out a massive, glowing spiderweb to block the rush. He unleashed his giant net martial soul, but suddenly, a crazy mid-air whirlpool sucked the net away. Oh crap, my giant net just got completely cancelled. In that split second of shock, Lan Xuanyu was already in his face, charging up a massively overpowered punch. His fist slammed into the guy, blasting him backward like a total rag doll. Cold frost energy erupted over the arena as Lan Xuanyu yelled, "Deep freeze." The energy sent the dude crashing into the dirt, groaning like an absolute total wreck. Lan Xuanyu stood over him with eyes colder than ice. Right as the speakers announced battle terminated, the fight was over. Across the ring, Lu Feng absolutely clapped the last guy standing, ending him with one final, blinding flash of his spear. His opponent literally did not even have time to react. The guy tried to trade blows, but ended up getting shredded with a massive gash right to the bone. A second later, the system dropped the final score. Match over. Team 33 takes round 4, flawless victory. Mu Zhangtian and the faculty in the VIP box were losing their minds over this crazy win streak. These kids are straight up abusing the Arena Master buff to the absolute maximum. We have to pause this tournament right now, because they are speedrunning this way too fast. He frantically turned to his partner, Li Hongbin. What is the play? But Hongbin kept his poker face chill as ever. Relax, bro. This is an easy fix. Play that last recording for the class. How they handle it is on them. Mu Zhangtian nodded without missing a beat. For real though, if they get to prep, that arena advantage totally vanishes. Plus, it is a killer test to see if those other students can actually improvise. I am on it, but suddenly, he froze. No new enemies? Did the map pause? Are the teachers actually cutting us some slack for once? Lan Xuanyu wasn't buying it. His guard was way up. Look, we already crushed 4 rounds. One more win and we pass. Let Qianlei recharge his spiritual power first, but the second those words left his mouth, boom. A fresh squad teleported into the arena. Lan Xuanyu snapped into boss mode. They are here. Let's move. He and Lu Feng blasted forward at the same time. Time to spam their classic combo. They were going for a spawn kill ambush on the fresh meat. Lan Xuanyu slapped a hand on his bro's back, surging power into his veins. The 3 enemies hadn't even fully rendered in yet, and Lu Feng was already dropping the hammer. But then, a plot twist. These guys casually sidestepped the whole barrage. What totally blew his mind was their reaction time. The second the trio spawned, they instantly backflipped out of the danger zone. They completely ghosted Lu Feng's ambush. Lan Xuanyu was low-key stunned. Like, how are their reflexes that insane? He immediately screamed out, "Don't even think about running." He unloaded a frantic combo into thin air. Then, it clicked. He finally realized who they were and slammed the brakes. No way, it is them. Thanks to Lu Zheng acting as a literal meat shield in the front, his squad in the back didn't take a single scratch. This dude was the vice rep of the level 19 elite class, and he wasn't playing around. His solo combat stats were second only to the legendary Lu Qiangxin. As a squad, these guys were absolute top-tier monsters. Lu Zheng quickly anchored his stance and barked the order. Combat formation, go. And just like that, he went full aggro. A guy in the back triggered his soul skill, summoning gnarly vines that wrapped Lu Feng up like a burrito. At that exact second, their sniper let an arrow fly. Lan Xuanyu was still totally zoning out until he saw the arrow screaming toward Qianlei. Dirty trick. Their real target was his meditating teammate the whole time. Reality finally slapped him in the face. He whipped around, desperately trying to intercept the fatal strike. Oh crap, they totally read our playbook and are hard countering our strategy. No time to think. Lan Xuanyu dashed like a madman toward Qianlei. He had to block that arrow, totally ignoring the massive blind spot behind him. Lu Zhang dropped low and unleashed a savage palm strike. Double half-moon slash. The shockwave ripped through the air, zeroing in right on Lan Xuanyu's spine. Over on the side, Lu Feng was grinding his teeth in pure rage. Dang it, I can't break out of these stupid vines. He panicked and screamed at the top of his lungs. Watch your six. Trusting his instincts, Lan Xuanyu threw his hand back. He sidestepped at the absolute last frame, dodging Liu Zhang's lethal slash like a total pro. Then, he counterattacked, blasting a massive pillar of ice straight ahead. The ice construct shattered the incoming arrow, mere inches from turning Qianlei into a pin cushion. But in that split-second distraction, Lu Zhang had closed the gap, charging up a heavy blow right in Lan Xuanyu's face. Out of nowhere, Lan Xuanyu threw his hands up. Yo, time out. The enemy squad literally froze, staring at him like he was losing it. Brushing the dirt off his shoulder, Lan Xuanyu dropped the bomb. We forfeit this round. You guys can have it. The whole arena went dead silent. Talk about anticlimactic. Lu Feng just let out a mega-depressed sigh. Whatever, man. We got read like an open book anyway. Those guys were totally overpowered to begin with. Plus, they had the perfect counter-strategy ready to go. Taking the loss here was the smartest play. Meanwhile, in the observation room, screens were flashing with insane camera angles. Mu Zhongtian let out a massive breath he didn't know he was holding. Thank heaven, they finally lost a match. Yun Yan, chilling right next to him, wiped her forehead. Seriously, that is a relief. He was gripping his tablet stylus hard, eyes glued to the main broadcast. If those punks kept farming wins, it would crush the mental state of every other student here. But Yin Tian Fan was lurking, scowling like someone insulted his favorite band. He crossed his arms and coldly demanded, Hey, Mu Zhangtian, how many cannon fodder squads are left before Lu Chang's Yun's team steps up? Glancing over his shoulder, Mu replied instantly, just one more squad in the queue. A wicked, totally arrogant smirk crept across Yin Tian Fan's face. Skip the queue, send Lu Chang's son's squad in right now, and tell Lan Xuanyu's team if they lose, they fail the exam. Period. Mu Zhongtian practically dropped his jaw. Bro, what? Vice Principal? Are you for real? That is straight up breaking the Academy's rules. Those kids are totally going to riot, but the Vice Principal just waved it off. Relax. Just do exactly as I say. I want to see what happens when we push these arrogant brats past their absolute breaking point. Make the call. Ji Hongbin chimed in, hyping up the boss. Listen to the Vice Principal. We can't let these cocky kids keep gaming our system for easy points. Mu Zhangtian thought it was messed up, but didn't argue. Fine. Sending the override. The monitors stayed locked onto Lan Xuanyu's every breath. Out of nowhere, a glitchy AI voice boomed over the arena speakers. System override. Listen up, Lan Xuanyu's squad. Your next rivals are Team Lu Qianshun. This is sudden death. Lose here, and you fail the whole academy trial. Lu Feng absolutely lost his mind. He started raging. Are you kidding me? One loss and all our work is trash? This rule is rigged. Even Lan Xuanyu was low-key shell-shocked. This had to be some twisted joke. But before they could even process this massive screw job, the spawn gates lit up. The final boss squad was materializing right in front of them. Qianlei whipped his head toward Lan Xuanyu, looking like a deer in headlights. Dude, what is the plan? My spirit pool is bone dry. I literally cannot summon anything. Lu Qianshun cracked his knuckles with a wicked smirk. Boom, a blinding golden aura exploded from his body like a freaking tsunami. The power was insane. Lan Xuanyu's face went dead serious. He bit his lips so hard it nearly bled, trying to keep his absolute fury from boiling over. These shady teachers are basically forcing a game over on us. Fine, if that is how they want to play. He turned to his speedster bro with crazy eyes. Lu Feng, launch all three of those chumps into the air. I will handle the rest. Lu Feng looked at him like he was suicidal. Bro, are you nuts? What about his legendary roar? Lan Xuanyu just stepped up behind his boy. He pumped a massive, surging wave of raw power into Lu Feng's core. They were betting everything on one wild theory. He bet his life that arrogant jerk wouldn't pop his ultimate roar on the very first move. Forget the odds. We are going all in right now. In a flash, Lu Feng launched like a literal missile. Lan Xuanyu trailed right behind, his spiritual pressure flaring with zero chill. But the enemy mage, Cheng, just sneered. He casually traced a magic array in the air. A toxic, gloomy energy flooded the entire zone. Soul skill, slow down. That nasty debuff slammed into Lu Feng like a brick wall. His momentum tanked. Oh, hell no. My speed stats are getting nerfed into the dirt. If I stop, these guys are going to obliterate me. But backing down was not in Lu Feng's vocabulary. Screw the debuffs. I am sending it anyway. He slammed his ultimate strike into the arena floor, triggering a massive earthquake. Passing the baton to you, Lan Xuanyu, don't screw this up. The shockwave went nuclear, sucking everyone nearby into a chaotic tornado of raw spiritual energy. Yi Lingtong materialized from the back line like a freaking ninja, dashing right in front of Lu Qiangshan. He raised his hand, eyes sharp enough to slice the universe in half, acting as a perfect launchpad to catch and throw her. Using that insane momentum, Yi Lingtong pulled off a crazy midair spin. She planted a savage roundhouse kick straight into Lu Feng's chest. The force sent him flying backward like a rag doll. He tumbled through the air, his face twisted in absolute agony. Lan Xuanyu's brow furrowed into a hardcore scowl as he watched his bro hurling toward him. While the crowd gasped, waiting for a rescue, he did the absolute unthinkable. He bolted straight past his falling teammate. Lu Qianxun's eyes practically popped out of his skull. He completely ignored Lu Feng. Staring down the incoming threat, now only inches away, Lan Xuanyu chose the wildest path. A solo kamikaze charge against the final boss. Even under crushing pressure, this dude didn't budge an inch. Like, what is his deal? A 1-on-3 deathmatch? Is Lan Xuanyu completely out of his mind? But hold up, Lu Qianxun suddenly clocked something seriously twisted. His eyes went wide with pure shock. Lan Xuanyu was actually smirking, and that grin? Absolutely wicked. Nah, something was way off. Lu Qianxun finally snapped out of it. He opened his mouth to scream. It is a trap. Trigger the golden lion roar. But Lan Xuanyu just kept that cocky grin, throwing both fists straight forward. His speed was absolutely cracked, totally leaving the enemy in the dust. Xuanyu's hands blurred into a glowing halo of light. He mouthed two simple words, see ya. Lu Qianxun's jaw was on the floor, eyes screaming in panic. Boom! A blinding ring of light swallowed all four of them whole. Their silhouettes glitched out, vanishing into thin air. Just like that, the whole squad was wiped from existence. Qian Lei's eyes practically bugged out of his skull. What the heck? Lu Feng was frozen mid-lunge, his brain totally short-circuiting. Our boy and those three heavyweights just poofed. Gone. Nothing left behind but a wispy trail of white smoke. Meanwhile, up in the monitor room, the judges were absolutely losing their minds. Jin Shang violently shook the guy next to him. Bro, what was that flashy light? Lu Qianxun's elite trio just got totally clapped in seconds. Are you kidding me? A one-ring soul master pulling off this kind of nuke? That raw attack power was off the charts. What kind of technique was that? Tian Fan's eyes were massive, biting his lip to keep from screaming out loud. He shot a deadly glare right at Ji Hongbin. Was that a sacrificial strike or a martial soul fusion? After a heavy silence, a crazy thought hit him like a truck. Look at the chill expression on that kid. No way that was a suicide move. Ji Hongbin's heart was literally hammering against his ribs. I'm calling it right now. That was a martial soul fusion. A solo self-fusion skill. Tian Fan's jaw practically hit the floor. Wait, what? Before he could freak out, Ji Hongbin shot him a glare so toxic it forced him to shut up. Then Ji Hongbin just snapped. He grabbed Tian Fan by the collar and shook him like a rag doll. I don't care, you sly fox. Hand over this absolute prodigy to me or we are throwing hands right here. Letting him study under you is a straight-up crime. Even while gasping for air, Tian Fan stayed totally stubborn. No way in hell, he is mine. Ji Hongbin literally pinned him down, roaring, give him up or I will end you. And just like that, the final stats dropped. Elite Junior Class, Term 1. Solo Rank 1, Lan Xuanyu from Team 333. Total Combat Rank 1, the entire squad. Boom, fast forward 3 whole years. Welcome to Heaven Dou City, the prestigious Heaven Dou Academy. Tang Lei stood totally alone on a rooftop, staring down at the training grounds like a phantom. His gaze was dead and empty, completely vibing out of reality. Across from him, a single room cut through the pitch-black night, blazing with intense light. Inside that room, Lan Xuanyu was sweating buckets in pure silence. Suddenly, a strict voice barked out, sync up. Ji Hongbin stood there, acting all tough with his hands in his pockets. Your body and your soul skills gotta match up perfectly. Bro, are you even listening to me? How many times do we have to go over this? Every time you flex that raw power, your ice attribute lags behind like a glitch. He scowled, eyes sharp as daggers. You have to fuse them into one strike. You are rocking twin martial souls, kid. Stop wasting that overpowered advantage and forge your own ultimate combat style. Xuanyu just kept his mouth shut. The tension in the room was crazy thick. Ji Hongbin finally let out a massive sigh. Listen, a true top-tier powerhouse does not just copy moves, they invent their own legendary techniques. His gaze locked onto Xuanyu, literally trying to read his soul. Nobody knows your stats better than you do, kid. Ji Hongbin dropped the tough guy act, getting dead serious. You are destined for the big leagues, so you better grind these fundamentals now to survive later. Drenched in sweat, Xuanyu frantically nodded his head. Got it, boss. Ji Hongbin shot him one last judging side-eye. Whatever, we are done for today. Xuanyu flashed a tired but stoked grin. Say less. And hey, Ji Hongbin added, keep grinding those combos in your dorm. He turned to bail, but threw one last demand over his shoulder. Do not slack on meditation, go deep. Ji Hongbin froze at the door, eyes looking mad stressed. Honestly, Lan Xuanyu's pathetic soul power level was giving the poor guy a literal ulcer. Man, your soul power. He slowly looked the kid up and down. This absolute monster had it all. Sick work ethic, insane talent, off-the-charts battle IQ, flawless gaming build with zero room for hate, but something was still glitching his brain. Xuanyu's spirit power had totally smashed past the 800 mark. His stats and damage output ranked number 1 in the academy. The highlights of Xuanyu's tournament run were playing on loop in his head. After a brutal bloodbath, the elite junior class was down to just 21 savage survivors. Almost everyone was rocking a soul power level of 27 or higher. Even the class president was now a straight-up 3-ring powerhouse. Ji Hongbin suddenly pictured Xuanyu's totally depressed face. Why? Because our supposedly overpowered main character was hard stuck at level 19, not even breaching the level 20 cap yet. Ji Hongbin literally face-palmed, groaning like an old man. This level capping nonsense is exhausting. Then, a voice chimed from behind. Yo, teach. Ji Hongbin spun around. What now, kid? Spit it out. Do not be weird about it. Xuanyu looks awkward, eyes darting like he is guilty of a crime. So, about that. Can I ditch class for a whole month? Family vacation vibes? You know. Ji Hongbin froze him with an icy glare. Absolutely not. Request denied. Xuanyu instantly busted out the puppy dog eyes. Seeing this guilt trip, Ji Hongbin's iron will started to crack. He forcefully whipped his head away, dodging the kid's lethal cute attack. A month is totally insane. You get 20 days, tops. Xuanyu's jaw dropped. Wait, the demon teacher actually said yes? That is some miracle luck right there. He internally screamed. Look, teach. I am not dodging level 20. You grind me so hard every day, I have not had a second to trigger my level up. A sly grin flashed. Master Nana popped into his brain. She totally dropped a major spoiler before. Level 20 triggers a bloodline awakening. For a crazy evolution like that, he definitely needed her god-tier protection. Back to his first attempt at escaping. He was ready to break through months ago and begged for time off. Ji Hongbin totally raged. No level 20, no vacation. Denied. Get back to training. Since that rejection, Lan Xuanyu pulled wild exploits. He spammed soul fusions, nuking his stats just to stall the breakthrough. Grinding alone in his dorm, he had reset his level 19 progress 3 separate times. Thinking about that torture made Xuanyu shiver. You think I want to be a noob forever? Whatever, mission accomplished. Epic tragedy aside, he was hyped. Time to see Master Nana again and bag my second spirit ring. Zhu and Yu skipped down the hall, laughing like a maniac. Meanwhile, Ji Hongbin was dragging his feet and sighing heavily. Is my 3-year grind going down the drain? He was too busy doom posting to notice a rooftop presence. How did a prodigy get stuck at the worst bottleneck? Seriously, what is the play here? In the shadows, Tang Lei stood like a boss, face hidden. Suddenly, the hairs on Ji Hongbin's neck stood up. Someone powerful was watching his every move. He whipped around, but the place was ghosted. Ji Hongbin sighed and stomped off. Was he stressing so hard he was actually hallucinating? High in the night, a shadow flickered. Tang Li watched the silhouette. He saw enough and vanished like a ghost. Boom! Ji Hongbin kicked the door open like a savage. Yin Tianfan glared at the rude entrance and snapped. Ever heard of basic manners? Try knocking for once. Ji Hongbin fired back. You think everyone is like you, just waiting to die? Did you wake up and choose violence today? Busting in here just to roast me. Ji Hongbin panicked. It is because of your disciple. He has not hit rank 20. If he does not break through rank 20 before he is 20 years old, he will not qualify for that place. How do I not freak out? Everyone registering right now is rank 30 or higher. I have tried every method, but his soul power is stuck. And look at you, acting chill. Did you seriously forget your own ultimate dream? Yin Tianfan brushed off the hate. Why should I sweat it? I always wanted him in the Interstellar Command Academy anyway. On the command track, soul power is the ultimate flex. Under 12, you only need 200 points to pass. He swirled his wine glass, flexing super hard. My total prodigy of a student already boasts a sick 800 points. What do I even have to stress about? If things go south, I will just force-feed him some power-ups before the exam to boost his soul energy. It is not like I expect him to become some legendary soul master anyway. Yin Tianfan kept that totally unbothered, zero-care attitude going. So keep your drama to yourself, it is not my problem. Hearing that made Ji Hongbin literally shake with rage. He totally lost it, screaming at the top of his lungs. How can you be so shameless, man? Are you purposely sabotaging his soul power cultivation so he stays weak? Yin Tianfan just snorted, mocking him. You think I am a psycho? Ji Hongbin screamed back. You are totally psycho and completely brain-dead too. Literally everyone agrees with me on this. Catching that stray insult, Yin Tianfan snapped and kicked him out. Listen, Ji, stop picking fights for no reason. Get out of my face and stop wrecking my vibe. Ji Hongbin sighed, totally crushed by reality. 1 month. He turns 12 in just 1 month. If he cannot smash past rank 20, his dream of being a true soul master is dead. He gave a sad, bitter smile. It is just a massive waste for the kid. Exhausted, he crossed his arms and explained he gave the kid a 20-day break. I am just praying he grinds hard during these 20 days. Maybe stepping back and chilling out will trigger a breakthrough. Seeing his depressed mood, Yin Tianfan casually asked what was up. Are you actually throwing in the towel? Ji Hongbin looked absolutely defeated. I really do not want to, but what other choice do we even have? Without hitting rank 20, he does not even get a shot. He lazily dropped his fallback plan. We will sign him up for your lame interstellar command track. Meanwhile, Lan Xuanyu had already texted his parents about scoring days off from his teacher. Getting the message, Lan Xiao was hyped. I will tell your mom now. Lan Xuanyu replied like a good kid, saying it sounds epic. His parents instantly locked in the tickets to Heaven Dou Planet. He said peace out to his friends. Those two tryhards needed a break to grind for the crazy tournament happening after school starts. Lan Xuanyu was deep in thought, plotting his next move. Word on the street is the top players in the tournament are coming from Lingtian continent. I have to use this vacation to totally secure rank 20. The second he walked through the door, he yelled out, Mom, I am home. Nan Cheng was practically crying joy as she crushed him in a massive hug. My precious baby boy, you are finally back. Come here and give Mom a kiss. Lan Xuanyu cringed super hard at all the affection. Mom, gross. You are getting spit all over me. Nan Cheng pouted, acting totally offended. Do not tell me you did not miss your own mother. He quickly surrendered. Okay, I missed you. Seeing how tired her son looked, she softened up. All right, go chill while I cook up something legendary for you. Nan Cheng turned around and ranted, I was literally dying of busyness today. Your dad was harassing me nonstop to book tickets, so we fly tomorrow. Did you snag the exact address for Teacher Nana yet? Lan Xuanyu flashed a bright grin. Totally got it. I hit up by Shusi today, and Teacher Nana is staying right in the capital. Right on cue. Lan Xiao swaggered in, glowing with good vibes. Your dad has arrived. He practically begged his wife for the update. Babe, are the tickets secured? She beamed back, all locked in. We blast off tomorrow. Now let me cook. You boys go pack your gear. He nodded obediently. You got it, Mom. Meanwhile, across the world, crazy fans were absolutely losing their minds. They could not hold back the hype, screaming, Young Master Li, you are gorgeous. We love you. Tang Li gave them a calm, charming smile. Thanks for showing up, everyone. After his set, Le Qingling kept bombarding him with questions that sounded so sick, literally flawless. But seriously, when are you dropping a new track? Your fandom is practically dying of thirst. He just gave a vague, mysterious reply. When destiny kicks in, the music will happen. She linked arms with him, playing the caring card. Based on our schedule, you are officially off duty tomorrow. We should hit up Dragon King Planet for a sick vacation. Le Qingling gently squeezed his hand, causing Tang Lei to frown just a tiny bit. She added with a blush, the beaches over there are straight up aesthetic. Tang Lei did not pull away. He knew she was hardcore crushing on him. She was not just the person who saved him, but the mastermind who pushed him to the top. She had sacrificed an insane amount for him. But every time Tang Lei felt a spark, his chest would ache like crazy. It was like his heart was already maxed out, with zero space for anyone else. Tang Lei went deep into thought before suddenly flipping the script. I am skipping Dragon King Planet. Tomorrow, we are taking a spaceship straight to Heaven Dou Planet. Hearing that, she scrunched her face in confusion. Why would we go there? He gave a vague answer. I just want to vibe there for a bit. I can go solo. Le Qingling instantly panicked and crashed his plans. No way, I am tagging along. It is not like I have anything else to do. She had zero clue what his real agenda was, but anxiety just spiked in her gut. Eventually, Tangla sighed and gave in. The next day, Lan Xuanyu's squad was fully packed. He scoped the area like a kid in a candy store, surrounded by warships. Lan Xuanyu practically glued his face to the viewing screen, totally obsessed. Staring at the insane spaceships in the sky, his hype levels went off the charts. These warships are so ridiculously overpowered. I am 100% going to be a warship commander when I grow up. This was only his second time riding in a space vessel. But since he had been grinding knowledge for 3 years, he was no clueless noob anymore. Looking around, he could name every piece of tech and what it was built to do. Applying his nerdy knowledge made all those brutal study sessions feel worth it. As the economy passengers finished checking in their bags, Tang Lei and Le Qingling casually strolled onto the luxury VIP deck of the same ship. The spacecraft blasted off with a heavy rumble. That insane G-force practically glued everyone to their seats, totally knocking the wind out of them. But for my boy, Xuanyi, this was a total walk in the park. After surviving 3 brutal years of training under Master Yin, this weak thrust felt like a joke. Once we ripped through the atmosphere, the ride finally smoothed out. The trip to Heaven Dou takes 7 full days, so Xuanyi immediately entered deep meditation. He is inching close to level 20 right now, and his very first soul ring is already glowing. He actually asked his folks about this crazy phenomenon, but they were totally clueless. Would his second soul ring just randomly pop up once he hits level 20? Nobody knows. He is insanely hyped to see what it looks like and what soul skill it unlocks. Plus, landing on the planet means he finally gets to see his awesome teacher, Nana. Just thinking about teacher, Nana gives him all those wholesome vibes. He literally just wants to run up and give her a massive hug. Honestly, this trip is packed with way too much epic stuff to look forward to. Meanwhile, the superstar Tangla strolled out of first class just to check on him. He watched the kid with a soft, protective gaze. Before you knew it, 3 full days had already blasted by. Xuanyi was grinning, his stomach finally stopping its weird tumbling act. But out of nowhere, the entire spaceship violently shook. Then, an ear-piercing alarm practically shattered their eardrums. Passengers started freaking out, screaming their absolute lungs out. Is that the emergency alarm? What the heck is happening? Xuanyi's brain went into overdrive trying to connect the dots. Like, what was up with that massive shockwave? With the sirens blaring like crazy, everyone thought the ship was totally breaking down. The flight attendant grabbed the mic, trying to chill the chaotic crowd. Attention everyone, we have been intercepted by an unidentified spacecraft. Please brace yourselves and stay glued to your seats until the threat is neutralized. I repeat, do not panic. Just stay put and absolutely do not move. Hearing that, Xuanyi felt a cold sweat. Unidentified spacecraft? Oh snap, it has to be interstellar pirates. The passengers totally lost their minds, screaming in pure terror. Oh my gosh, we are getting raided by space pirates. Why are we running into pirates? Aren't they supposed to be out hunting fat merchant ships? Bro, there is no way our luck is actually this garbage. The crew was practically pulling their hair out trying to find an escape plan. What do we even do? They had zero clue how many pirate ships were out there. 5 small scout ships detected. Yeah, a basic civilian transport ship like ours cannot even scratch those things. We are in real trouble. Wait a second, do we have a legit starfighter docked in the cargo bay? Are you kidding me? How is one single starfighter supposed to solo an entire fleet? The attendants just shook their heads in pure despair, dropping even more depressing news. On top of that, we literally do not even have a pilot on board. To even survive against 5 enemy warships, we would need an absolute ace pilot at the controls. Boom! The spacecraft got rocked by another massive explosion. Everyone froze in absolute terror as the enemy's sick intentions became clear. Why are they already firing? They are not here to steal our cash. These psychos literally want to wipe us all out. But why? A violent shiver crawled down Xuanyi's spine as the dark truth hit him. These pirates did not care about loot. This was a straight-up massacre. He slapped his own cheeks, forcing himself to snap out of it. With death staring right at him, panicking was a rookie mistake. Chill out, brain. Just chill. Wait, did that flight attendant just mention a starfighter? Meanwhile, over in the totally decked-out VIP lounge, the crew frantically announced that all bodyguards had already been deployed outside, but they were flying totally blind, having zero idea how massive the pirate fleet really was. Tang Lei pulled her into a super tight hug, whispering that it would all be okay. Qing Ling was drenched in cold sweat, shaking like a leaf. Tang Lei, I am so freaking scared. He just patted her head with a totally calm aura. Do not even sweat it. We are going to make it out alive. With tears in her eyes, she dropped the ultimate heavy question. Tang Lei, I seriously need to know. We have been together so long, have you ever actually had feelings for me? Tang Li totally froze for a hot second before finding his deep, dramatic voice. Of course, I care about you. He held her closer, dropping a massive bomb. You literally saved my life. To me, you have always been like a precious little sister. Just relax. I swear I will protect you with my life. Hearing that epic bro zone line, Qingling's face totally crashed in disappointment. A sister? Who wants to be your sister? The spacecraft was basically getting tossed around like a tin can now. People were losing their absolute minds, crying in pure despair. Why are these toxic space pirates trying to wipe us out? Bro, just take all our credits. We will pay anything. Right then, Xuanyu flexed his main character energy and marched to the crew. He puffed out his chest and loudly dropped the mic. I am a certified starfighter pilot. Put me in that cockpit right now. Hurry up and take me to the hangar before we get blown to pieces. The crew members stared at this literal teenager like he was hallucinating. But Xuanyu glared back, knowing they had absolutely zero time for debates. He grabbed the guy's arm and dragged him forward. Move. If we wait, we are dead. Outside the window, the enemy warships had completely locked them in a deadly kill zone. 12 heavily armed mechs blasted out of our transport ship's launch base. That was literally our entire defensive lineup. Even with the enemy massively outgunning us, there was no backing down now. Fight like demons, or get turned into space dust. The intercom exploded with the flight attendant's frantic voice. All passengers, activate your emergency seat shields, right now. I repeat, slam that button and deploy your protective barriers immediately. The crew guy finally snapped out of it and pointed down a dark corridor. The cargo hold is right down there at the very bottom. The two of them sprinted down the hallway like their lives depended on it. When Xuanyu saw the sleek machine, his jaw dropped. Holy crap, it is an actual legit starfighter. He threw a quick thank you over his shoulder and vaulted right into the pilot's seat like an absolute pro. His hands traced the control panel as a cocky smirk spread across his face. Not bad at all. It is just a basic model. This control scheme is exactly what I have spent years grinding to master. Without hesitating for even a second, he slammed the ignition switch. The massive engine roared to life. The AI system booted up instantly. But right at that peak moment, a harsh, booming voice exploded through the comms channel. State your identity. Who the heck just started the starfighter? I am the captain of this ship. Xuanyu cleared his throat, trying to sound like a total pro. What is up, Captain? I am a certified combat pilot. Your own crew admitted that nobody else on this flying brick knows how to handle one of these. We have hostiles breathing down our necks, so I skipped the paperwork. Just authorize my launch so I can join the fight. The captain was not having it and grilled him. What squadron are you even with, kid? Give me your pilot ID number right now. Sweating bullets while death knocked at the door, Xuanyu dodged the question. Look, Captain, asking for my ID right now is totally pointless. If our shields fail, every single person on this ship is getting vaporized. You just have to trust my skills on this. Hit the override and open those hangar doors right now. Hearing that reckless logic, the captain went silent. After what felt like forever, the old man finally caved. Fine, the ship is in your hands now. Xuanyu sighed in relief, hyping himself up for the chaos. Getting cold feet now would definitely get him killed. He gripped the flight sticks until his knuckles turned white, his confidence soaring. 3 years of sweat and tears. I am so ready to wreck these guys. No hesitation. Xuanyu slammed the thrusters to maximum overdrive. The starfighter blasted out of the hangar, rocketing straight into the dark abyss of space. He pulled off a smooth barrel roll while clearing the transport ship. Inside, Tang Li and Qingling were glued to the glass, watching the madness unfold. Tang Li stared into the void with an intense, dark expression. His brain was calculating the battlefield at insane speeds. Okay, the R-12 mechas rushed the front, soaking up fire from the pirate vanguard. But wait, those scumbags just deployed their own mecha squad to counter us. 20 of them. We are getting horribly outmatched in this dogfight. If this bloodbath keeps up, that ship will be cosmic dust in seconds. But wait, he just sent something out. Tang Li looked like a boss, reaching his hand into the void. His insane energy level completely paralyzed her. Meanwhile, Lan Xuanyu was blasting his starfighter straight into the warzone. Every move had his adrenaline spiking. Real combat beats the simulation any day. His spiritual power easily scanned the chaotic battlefield. Suddenly, his confident smirk vanished. 12 mechs against 20 plus 5 massive battleships. Yeah, the odds look like hot garbage right now. Look, 4 enemy mechs are heading straight for him. They know who the threat is. Facing this death trap, he shut his eyes and took a breath. Stay cool. Keep it frosty. He remembered everything his master drilled into him. Lan Xuanyu played back the combat strategies. Rule number 1 for fighting clunky mechs: use your starfighter's biggest flex, pure speed. His master's words clicked, and his eyes snapped open. Let's go. Lan Xuanyu slammed the throttle to the max. Gritting his teeth, he forced the engine past its limit. As the thrusters screamed, the space pirates started freaking out. He is turning back, but then they laughed like he was an idiot. What a loser. The pirate captains yelled out orders. We have a lock. Boys, light him up. Lan Xuanyu just smirked, thinking, bring it on, scrubs. Those pirates did not hesitate, unleashing absolute bullet hell. He violently yanked the stick, doing a sick backflip. Lan Xuanyu danced right through their barrage. The pirates were stunned, screaming, what the heck? They were terrified and impressed. Nobody pulls off maneuvers like that. Meanwhile, on his screen, the crosshairs locked perfectly onto those fools. Lan Xuanyu's eyes burned with fighting spirit as he mashed the fire button. A massive laser beam blasted out, catching them off guard. Boom! One enemy ship got vaporized into space trash instantly. The rest of the crew was shook. What just happened? They could not believe he one-shotted their buddy. His timing and critical hits were cracked. How is this kid flying like a demon? Inside the cockpit, Lan Xuanyu just stared them down with zero chill. The pirates were terrified, screaming into the comms. Oh snap, he is coming for us. The commander started sweating, yelling to fire everything. But our boy just flipped his ship again, ready to unleash karma. Lan Xuanyu spammed his cannons, ripping through their center. Then he drifted away like a pro. The furious enemies boosted their thrusters to chase him down, but he casually glided out of the danger zone. After he juked them like a snake, the pirates gave up. Even their warship cannons missed by a mile. Who is this overpowered monster? We need heavy backup now. Pulling out of range, Lan Xuanyu was hyped. 2 enemy mechs already turned to dust. Heck yeah. The old man's training finally paid off. He remembered the rule. A real boss stays out of the danger zone, right? Stay hidden. Use your heavy cannons to shred them. Keep kiting and wait for that juicy critical hit. Lan Xuanyu locked in his plan. Next move? Before he could flex, his radar went crazy. He just got caught in an energy net like a helpless fish. He panicked, fighting the controls with everything. A literal interstellar hunting net. Why does a basic Meteor-class scout fleet have top-tier gear like this? That tech is for Comet-class ships or higher. Lan Xuanyu was freaking out, scanning the radar. Seriously, where did that cheap shot even come from? That interstellar net is the ultimate counter-weapon, made to shut down mechs and starfighters. It blasts a massive electromagnetic pulse right into your zone. His dashboard was glitching out of control. Through the window, he saw 3 heavy mechs boosting in for the kill. Oh, this is bad. They are coming right for my neck. Lan Xuanyu was sweating bullets. How? His radar was clear a second ago. He cursed his terrible luck. Crap, I got way too cocky. Master warned me about this exact scenario. Never let the adrenaline cloud your judgment or drop your guard. Lan Xuanyu squeezed his eyes shut, bracing for the end. Master always said to keep moving even when the radar looks clear. How did I make such a rookie mistake? Every enemy cannon was locked onto his sitting duck of a ship. Just before he got vaporized, a blinding burst of light washed over the whole sector. Xuanyu squinted through the flash, his brain hitting pause. A holy golden glow. Man, there was a massive, majestic golden dragon just floating right there outside. Xuanyu literally locked eyes with the mythical beast. The giant golden dragon threw its body in front of his ship, tanking the pirate barrage like it was absolutely nothing. The beast sucked raw energy right into its jaws. Then, it unleashed a massive, apocalyptic ball of fire. The golden dragon let out an earth-shattering roar. Those 3 heavy mechs vaporized into golden dust instantly. The dragon flapped its wings, shattering that stupid energy net off his ship. He just sat there, completely speechless. Did that mythical beast seriously just nod at me? Wait, did this absolute unit of a dragon show up just to save me? Suddenly, Lan Xuanyu started gasping for air. Why is my body burning up like crazy? Primal energy rushed straight through his veins. His ancient bloodline was boiling over. With one flap of its wings, the dragon teleported right across the war zone. It sucked cosmic aura into its throat before letting out a roar that literally shook the stars. Xuanyu was totally mind-blown. Every pirate mech was getting dusted into golden sparkles. Then, the beast lowered its head, flashing those brutal, glowing red eyes. The dragon crashed straight through the enemy flagship, ripping the mothership clean in half. Xuanyu was screaming on the inside. The golden dragon soars to heaven. Now that is a legendary move. But mid-hype fest, a creepy light flashed. Lan Xuanyu snapped his head toward the deep void. A Comet-class assault ship? No way. It was a freaking stealth cruiser. He felt sick to his stomach. That coward had been camping there the whole time. That is where the energy net came from. Now, its mega cannon was firing straight at the transport ship behind him. Worst part, his tiny fighter was perfectly lined up in the blast zone. A ball of pure annihilation was literally an inch away from his hull. Just when he thought he was toasted, a cosmic aura swallowed the battlefield. Lan Xuanyu flinched, realizing the fatal blast had just frozen right in midair. Xuanyu was glitching out trying to process this. Time literally stopped moving. Everything was frozen. The entire fleet was paralyzed in pure shock. What the heck is happening? Lan Xuanyu squinted at some crazy shadow floating right inside the energy blast. Wait, what is that? As the glow faded, his jaw hit the floor. Man, that is literally a human silhouette. That dude was just walking around, totally immune to the freeze. The next second literally broke Xuanyu's brain. You have got to be kidding me. The death beam was actually reversing because of his hand signs. The beam was getting shoved back into the enemy cannon. Is he actually reversing time? Lan Xuanyu was questioning his entire reality right now. The dude just teleported to the enemy flagship. What kind of flex is this? Tang Lei dropped onto the hull like a god, unleashing a broken wave of aura. His supreme skill lit up the entire galaxy. Boom! A massive golden dragon coiled around the pirate ship, blasting it to pieces. Lan Xuanyu's jaw dropped. It ripped that battleship apart like it was made of paper. How is that even possible? One dude nuking a whole battleship in a split second. Then, spotting that familiar silhouette, it clicked for Lan Xuanyu instantly. No way, it is him, that pop star dude. Tang Lei slowly turned around and put a finger to his lips. Lan Xuanyu froze, totally getting the vibe. Tang Lei smirked and whispered, "This stays between us, kid." Right then, the gears of fate slammed into overdrive. The flow of time shattered. As the main warship blew up, time violently snapped back to normal. Everything locked back into reality. At that exact second, 5 more pirate ships vaporized into massive fireballs across the battlefield. The bloodbath was finally over. But Lan Xuanyu could not stop obsessing. Can a human really become that broken? Is that guy literally a god among us? Back on the civilian ship, the crowd went feral. We are alive, thank the heavens. Every pirate ship got dusted. Who cares how? We survived this nightmare. Meanwhile, Lan Xiao was having a total panic attack. Where is Lan Xuanyu? He is still not back. Interrogate the flight attendants now. Right on cue, the intercom blasted to chill everyone out. Red alert off. Attention passengers, this is your captain. We barely dodged a bullet today, but we are perfectly safe. Turns out, Le Qingling caught the finale too. She watched Tang Lei single-handedly obliterate the warship. He looked at her confused, asking, "What is up?" She poked his face like he was an alien. "Are you even human? Did you seriously pull that off? Who are you? Really?" Tang Lei sighed heavily. He flashed a bitter smile. "Would you believe me if I said I have zero clue that dragon? Pretty sure it is my soul spirit. I can never summon that thing on a normal day. My memory is blank, and I do not know this power." He guessed he was some top-tier soul master. Qingling was sweating bullets. "Dude, did everyone on board just see you go full anime protagonist?" He shut that down immediately. "Nope, I scrambled their perception. Nobody saw a thing." She relaxed but pointed a strict finger at him. "Good, keep your mouth shut. I am not letting the feds drag you away like some lab rat." Qingling kept hammering the rules into his brain. "You are young Master Yue, a pop idol who sings, not a god-tier soul master. Unless we are literally about to die, never flex that aura." Tang Lei gave a chill nod. His gaze drifted out the window, locking onto the kid's returning pod. The second that jet docked, the guards lost it. The ace is back. Hell yeah. Our rogue pilot made it home in one piece. The head guard is basically losing his mind with respect. Cheers to the legend himself. I am the captain of this ship. We seriously owe you our lives for bailing us out of that mess. A second later, Lan Xuanyu hopped out of the cockpit like it was nothing. The captain's brain straight up glitched. He rubbed his eyes, totally tripping. "Wait, you are that badass pilot from before? A literal kid pulled off those insane moves to snipe 2 combat mechs?" Lan Xuanyu just smirked with pure swagger. "Yup, that was all me. Boss." The captain coughed awkwardly, but kept the hype train rolling. "Young man, you are absolutely cracked at this. We all owe you big time. Total prodigy vibes for such a young age." Lan Xuanyu suddenly flipped his innocent switch and asked the captain, "Hey, can I ask for a tiny little favor? Could you maybe not snitch to my parents about my joyride? Just tell them I got stuck in the bathroom, please." The captain's face turned beet red from awkwardness. Too freaking cute. But honestly, there was zero chance the captain could hide this. A massive pirate raid meant the police were going to interrogate everyone anyway. The captain marched Lan Xuanyu straight back to his folks and spilled all the tea. Lan Xiao and his wife were literally too stunned to speak. The kids stood there trying to play the guilt card. "Mom, Dad, I just wanted to keep you guys safe." Cheng lunged over, gave him a solid smack, then crushed him in a hug and started bawling. Lan Xuanyu just stood there like a good boy, too scared to breathe. The rest of the trip was totally chill. The cruisers touched down on Heaven Dou Planet without a single hitch. Down on the tarmac, the space cops were already swarming. Time for the absolute drag of taking everyone's statements. The passengers were herded into the Space Center's police branch. Tanglei smoothly slid over with a friendly vibe. Look who it is. We cross paths again. Your name is Lan Xuanyu, right? The kid bowed politely. Yes, sir, that is me. Tanglei ruffled his hair and dropped some major praise. I heard all about your insane kill streak. You were a total hero, man. Before dipping out, Tanglei had to drop one final cool line. All right, I am bouncing. If fate allows it, we will definitely meet again. Right then, Lan Xuanyu remembered something epic and whipped his head around. Tanglei hit him with a secret telepathic message. Do not forget our pact, kid. Lan Xuanyu absorbed the brainwaves and stayed mute. Tanglei's crew turned their backs and faded into the crowd. Le Qingling was racking her brain about it. Why does that kid look so familiar? Have we bumped into him somewhere? He just dropped a casual lore reveal. At that massive concert years ago, I held a toddler. That kid was definitely him. Her jaw dropped in realization. Oh snap, I remember now. No wonder my radar was going off. Le Qingling spilled her guts right there. Dude, that kid low-key looks exactly like you. Tanglei raised an eyebrow, totally doubting it. You seriously think we look alike? She doubled down on her wild idea. A little bit, yeah. His aura is different. The kid is sharp for his age. Want me to get the agency's private eyes to stalk his background? Over at the exit gates, Bai Shuyu was losing her mind. Nana, why is it taking forever? We have been camping here for ages. Nana tried to chill her out with a soft voice. Rumors say their flight got jumped by space pirates mid-journey. They are probably just stuck in police queues. They will pop out soon. Nana kept her gaze fixed on the horde of passengers. Suddenly, her radar pinged a familiar silhouette. Nana froze, snapping her head up instantly. She spun around, her eyes flaring with a sick, glowing purple aura. It was like Tanglei felt the exact same psychic shockwave and whipped his head back. But in that microsecond, a massive bodyguard blocked her line of sight. Tanglei glared back, only to see some random, stone-cold security dude. They were physically so close, yet separated by brutal fate. A few minutes later, his transport officially blasted off. Lan Xuanyu was awkwardly scanning the chaotic crowd. He spotted her and yelled with zero chill, "Teacher." Without hesitating, they sprinted toward each other. Lan Xuanyu threw his arms out, ready to tackle Nana. But Bai Zhuzi was not having it and aggressively dashed right in front of him. What do you think you were doing, weirdo? He choked, having zero comeback prepared. Her random block turned the whole vibe into total chaos. Watch out. They both slammed into each other head-on. Nana swooped in with crazy reflexes to catch her. Right as Bai Shuju braced for impact, an unscripted disaster happened. Lan Xuanyu accidentally kissed her right on the cheek. Bai Zhuzi totally short-circuited. Her face went completely tomato red as she shoved him away. Dude, what the heck are you doing? Lan Xuanyu was totally clueless. He snapped back. What are you even doing? But Nana just pulled him into a hug. It has been way too long. Look at you, all grown up and so much taller. Lan Xuanyu was hyped, clinging to his favorite teacher like a kid. Nana warmly greeted his parents, Nan Cheng and Lan Xiao, before guiding the whole crew back to her place. After dropping their stuff, they hopped on a bus to head out. He kept sneaking obvious glances at Bai Shuxiu. The girl just scowled, looking super annoyed by his constant staring. Seriously, why do you keep looking at me? She snapped. You think you are the only one with big eyes? Newsflash, mine are huge too. Bai Shuxiu was not backing down, shooting him a literal death glare. Just you wait, she threatened. Lan Xuanyu crossed his arms. Are all girls this unreasonable or just you? He grumbled. She puffed her cheeks, furiously pointing a finger at him. You think I have a bad temper? You literally took advantage of me. Are you even a decent human? Lan Xuanyu was not about to take that. He defended himself. How was I supposed to know you would just jump out of nowhere? I was running way too fast to hit the brakes. Bai Zhuju glared daggers at him. So your genius plan was to just crash into me? Both of them crossed their arms, angrily looking out opposite windows. Nana laughed awkwardly to kill the tension. Soon, they made it to the academy grounds. Arriving at the famous Heaven Dou Academy, they chilled in Nana's break room. Bai Shuxiu fidgeted before asking, Teacher, can I show this guy around the campus? Nana gave a soft smile. Of course you can. Go have fun, kids. The girl bowed politely. Thank you, teacher. Before they even split, Nan Cheng nudged her husband. That girl is stunning, she whispered. Her skin is flawless, like a total porcelain doll. Lan Xiao nodded right along. Totally agree. Nan Cheng kept hyping the girl up. And those eyes, they're so big and bright. Total smoke show. Next to our Lan Xuanyu, they look like a perfect match. Meanwhile, Bai Shuxiu grabbed his sleeve, dragging him toward the exit. Come on, let us go. I will show you the school. Lan Xuanyu flinched, totally speechless. He groaned with obvious regret. Man, Seeing teacher Nana was already a major struggle, but the second they stepped outside, the girl dropped his arm like a hot potato. He frowned, dragging his feet. I did not even want to come out here. Bai Shu shot him a cold glare. You following me, or what? Lan Xuanyu was totally resigned to his fate. Yeah, I am following. She kept pushing him, though. Really? You are actually going to follow me? He grumbled but kept moving. Then, a sneaky thought popped into his head. Wait a sec, is this chick trying to get revenge on me? That is why she dragged me out here alone. But whatever, we are on campus. No way she tries to jump me in broad daylight, right? I mean, she's already a 3-ring soul elder. Unless I use that special martial soul fusion skill, I have zero chance in a fight. Staring at her back, a wild idea clicked. You know what? If I cannot win, I will just bolt. Lan Xuanyu looked around the campus, playing it cool to strike up a chat. This is the junior academy, right? Everyone looks my age. Just then, Bai Shu flashed a killer smile and spun around to call his name. For a split second, their eyes locked and time just stopped. She eagerly linked her arm through his. Let us go check out that side. He froze, totally distracted by the sweet scent of her hair. Bai Shu pointed excitedly. Look over there. That lake view is actually super sick. Lan Xuanyu felt his danger sense tingling. Why is she being so clingy? Right then, a squad of fanboys nearby was practically boiling over with pure jealousy. Who the heck is that punk? Why is he hanging with our Bai Shu? Seriously, who is he? I have never seen him before. Meanwhile, the girl was fighting a huge internal battle. Stupid Lan Xuanyu. This is literally the first time I have ever held a guy's arm. If you were not so annoying, I would never sacrifice my dignity just for revenge. But honestly, he smells amazing. Like a fresh, morning sunlight kind of vibe. And wow, his arm is actually pretty solid. Wait, am I losing my mind? Why the heck am I even thinking about this right now? Bai Shu mentally judged him some more. Plus, he is a guy. Why are his eyelashes so unfairly long? Both of them felt super awkward and tense. The male students were absolutely raging, ready to scream. Hey, you little brat, have you not held her hand long enough already? Bai Shu's beauty was legendary among the guys. She had this insane pull. Obviously, she was the undisputed campus goddess, even at 12 years old. Her stack of love letters could literally build a mountain, but she never gave the time of day to any of the elite guys buzzing around. Then came the day she marched to the chalkboard. She savagely wrote 4 words, no early romance allowed. Then she dumped every letter into the trash. That power move shook the entire academy. Nobody dared to bother her after that. The fanboys clutched their chests, practically sobbing. Unforgivable, my wasted youth. Meanwhile, a few girls could not help but swoon. Where did that hot guy even come from anyway? He is gorgeous and super cute. I cannot handle this level of handsome. But the guys were shooting literal daggers from their eyes. Get your filthy hands off our goddess, you punk. Let her go, you jerk. Bai Shu panicked as the mob around them grew rapidly by the second. She peeked out of the corner of her eye, having second thoughts. Maybe I should drop this. Suddenly, I do not want to mess with him anymore. She wrestled with the idea, loosening her grip, then tightening it again. No way. Am I seriously going to let him off the hook that easily? But then again, he is not actually that awful. Fine, I will let it slide. Trapped by the mob, Lan Xuanyu analyzed the threat level. She dragged me right into this massive crowd. Every single guy here looks like they want to murder me. Is this girl using fanboy rage to destroy me? No way. I am not just going to stand here and take the heat. I need a plan. A wicked smirk spread across his face as a crazy idea hit. Oh, I got it. Right then, she finally let go and suggested a retreat. Let us go check somewhere else. We have seen enough of this. But just as Bai Shu felt smug, thinking she would spare him, Lan Xuanyu suddenly grabbed her right back. In front of the silent crowd, he yanked her close and planted a quick kiss on her cheek. Seeing this stunt, the fanboys' brains completely short-circuited. Bai Shu stood frozen, her face turning tomato red. The crowd stuttered in disbelief. A kiss? He actually gave her a kiss. Lan Xuanyu's mentor was Yin Qianfan, the demon fox. Channeling that chaotic energy, he announced to the mob, I am Bai Shu's boyfriend. The name is Lan Xuanyu. Anyone got a problem? For survival, he did not just learn theory. He flexes the absolute cunning of the demon fox. You wanted to play lovey-dovey to get me killed. Then I will flip the script and outplay you with trickery. He stared down the crowd like a boss. Nobody stepped up, but beside him, Bai Shu hissed, ready to rip him to shreds. Lan Xuanyu. Her face burned with absolute fury. Lan Xuanyu panicked, waving his hands frantically. Whoa, wait, you do not need to bust out your soul rings. Zero hesitation. Bai Shu cursed and launched her attack. You total scumbag. She unleashed a barrage of furious strikes. He sprinted for his life like a total coward. I cannot fight a three-ring expert. Getting back to Teacher Nana is my only survival plan. Lan Xuanyu planned his escape with total arrogance. Once I am hiding behind Teacher Nana, there is literally nothing this crazy girl can do to me. Before he could bolt, a massive aura exploded right behind him. Bai Shu furiously summoned her absolute power. Second soul skill, Ice Tide. Caught off guard, Lan Xuanyu threw his hands up, trying to calm the incoming storm. Yo, you are taking this way too far. Lan Xuanyu flashed an ice shield to block her before cannonballing straight into the lake. He locked in completely, pushing his ice element control to the absolute maximum. He was totally hyping himself up in his head. Down here in the water, your ice spikes cannot even touch me. Suddenly, a massive shark soul spawned right in his face. He totally lost his cool and screamed out loud. Mommy, what is that thing? I am out. Lan Xuanyu scrambled out of the water like his life depended on it. Bai Shu was waiting there, seizing her opening and lunging in for the kill. Trapped in her vicious combo, he desperately threw up guards from every single angle. Backed into a corner, Lan Xuanyu had to pop his ultimate skill. With zero options left, he focused his explosive aura into his single finger. Golden Dragon ascends to heaven. Right as the shark slammed in, the beast snapped shut. Honestly, as mad as Bai Shu was right now, she was not actually trying to kill him. While he was distracted, she delivered a savage kick to his rear. After landing a few heavy hits on him, the fire burning inside Bai Shu finally started to chill out a bit. She was about to let him go, but this idiot played the victim, screaming about her murdering her own husband. She could not process his audacity and raged again. Seriously, how could one guy be so toxic? Bai Shu chased him down with pure killing intent. You absolute jerk. Get back here right now. Bursting through his front door, Lan Xuanyu fake cried like a baby. Nana, save me. Bai Shu is a total psycho. He hammered his fists against the door. Mom, let me in. But she was done holding back, dropping punches and insults like crazy. Take that for talking trash. Ouch. Take that for your garbage mouth. Someone save me. Just as things got ugly, the door finally swung open. Cheng stood there completely stunned. Lan Xuanyu, what is going on with you two? What on earth happened out there? He instantly snitched like a coward. Mom, this crazy girl is beating me up. Bai Shu was not taking the blame, firing back with maximum grievance. Auntie, this creep totally kissed me. Panic hit her instantly. She slammed her hands over her mouth, realizing she just spilled the secret. Why did she let that slip out loud? If anyone else heard that, my reputation is trashed. Meanwhile, Cheng was processing it all. Yeah, she's the boy's mom. When she first heard her precious boy was getting wrecked by some girl, she was ready to fight. But this savage girl flipped the script in record time. She just exposed her son for stealing a first kiss. Hold up is this young love, and it is Lan Xuanyu's first ever crush. This was straight up his first romance. But dating this early is a massive red flag. They are way too young for this drama. Her brain was doing mental gymnastics. But honestly, these two kids looked way too perfect together. They were glowing like angels. If she supported them now, they would be a power couple. How could she not totally ship it? Right then, her son begged for backup. But her next move totally shattered Lan Xuanyu's entire reality. Wait, Mom, why the heck are you closing the door? Cheng let out the most dramatic sigh ever. Listen, kid, for the sake of your future love life, I am out. He pounded on the wood with pure terror. Mom, open up right now. Abandoned, Lan Xuanyu turned around with hardcore dread. Bai Shu cracked her knuckles like an absolute raid boss. Your mom is seriously the coolest. Do not sweat it, Lan Xuanyu. Out of respect for her, I will leave your face alone. He started screaming bloody murder. Somebody help me, stop hitting me. Inside the apartment, Cheng was stressing out. Babe, what are we supposed to do? Nana is out for groceries so she cannot save him. Lan Xiao just chilled there, totally unfazed. You handled that perfectly, babe. He is fine. He cracked a huge smirk. Our boy is taking the hits like a champ. He definitely crossed the line by kissing her. So he is deliberately letting her vent her rage on him right now. Gotta hand it to the punk, he has got guts. Pulling a stunt like that, he totally deserves this beatdown. If these two grow up, they are totally ending up together. Out in the hall, after delivering a total smackdown, Bai Shu felt triumphant but also super confused. I beat him up all day and he never even swung back. Was he seriously just letting me blow off steam? But still, the dude totally stole a kiss. Her reputation was in ruins. He is good looking, so why is he such a creep? She caught him staring and got totally triggered. Why the heck was he giving her those pathetic puppy dog eyes? Stop trying to act so pathetic. I barely even used half my strength on you. Lan Xuanyu looked at her with zero shame and dropped a bombshell proposal. Hey, when we are older, just be my girlfriend. I will take responsibility for you. Bai Shu turned nuclear red. Who would ever want to be your girlfriend? She started throwing hands again out of pure embarrassment. Who gave you the right to spout that garbage? Take this and this. After a few more shots, she stormed off. Absolute demon. You are literally the worst. Alone now, Lan Xuanyu finally realized he screwed up big time. Yeah, I definitely crossed the line today. Getting her to hang out again is going to be literal impossible mode. After the chaos, he took a refreshing shower. But his parents were on his case, grinning. All right, kid. Start talking. Then they completely flipped the script and went full parent mode. You absolute brat. What on earth were you thinking? His mom roasted him hard. Do you know how important a girl's reputation is? You kissed her in front of a whole crowd. How could she not go totally psycho on you? You definitely deserve that beatdown. Do not expect any pity from us. His dad totally sold him out. No cap. Your mom is dropping straight truth bombs here. Lan Xuanyu was not having it and clapped back immediately. Why are you guys backing the enemy? She literally tried to combo me into the afterlife. What was I supposed to do? That was just a high IQ tactical counter. Plus, she wanted to scrap and I let her land some hits. Nan Cheng crossed her arms, seeing right through the cap. Stop flexing. You do not have a single scratch on you. She clearly pulled her punches. He got defensive immediately. Mom, I am basically a grown man. Stop trying to watch me shower. She shut him down with that ultimate mom energy. I do not care about your level. I am still your mother. You think I was not stressed you got wrecked out there? Lan Xuan, you are pouting like a total edgelord. Not my fault. My skin is basically armor now. 0 damage taken. Why is it my fault she caught feelings? Right on cue, Nana finally walked in. He hyped up like his ultimate savior just spawned into the game. Nana, you are finally back. Lan Xuanyu stumbled through a super awkward apology. Look, I totally messed up today. I kind of. She gave him a chill smile and ruffled his hair. I already got the debrief. It is whatever. Just a massive misunderstanding. Seriously, kid, when you level up, are you actually trying to lock it down with Bai Shu? He panicked internally. Did she seriously leak my entire master plan? Nana looked at him with major expectations, dropping truth bombs. Bai Shu is an absolute elite. Her grind set is insane. If you want her as your girlfriend, you have to work way harder to stay on her radar. She is prepping for the Shrek Academy exams. If you want to squad up with her, you have to pass that exam too. Hearing that, his parents' eyes lit up like a legendary item drop. Let us go, kid. You better crush those Shrek Academy exams. We believe in you. Shrek. Just one word, but the hype has dominated the continent for tens of thousands of years. When humans only lived on 100K Planet, it was the uncontested #1 academy in the entire realm. Its hardcore lore goes back 30,000 years. It is easily the most ancient and legendary institution in the entire Federation. This place is the holy ground for soul masters. Just passing the exam and breathing their air for one single day. That is the ultimate flex for any soul master. Plus, everyone knows the rumors. Literal god-tier powerhouses still hide within that academy. Back at their expensive apartment, Nan Cheng could not hide her massive anxiety. Let us be real, Xuanyu's cultivation level was basically trash right now. No way he gets into Shrek Academy like this. Nana read the room and stepped in to chill everyone out. No sweat. Hit level 20 soul power before age 20, and you qualify for the basic exams. I will help you break through level 20, plus the kid has twin martial souls. Xuanyu was hyped out of his mind, but then it hit him. He totally forgot to ask the one big question. Our class has that rookie test next semester. Is that the Shrek exam? Nana just smiled and dropped facts. You guys are the elite squad. They probably set this up for the Shrek Academy draft. So, Xuanyu, you feeling lucky? The second she asked, his hype crashed and burned. He was just overflowing with pure cringe. Heck no. Everyone else is flexing 3 soul rings and I am stuck at 1. Nana spotted his epic mood drop. She used that soft mentor voice. Do not count yourself out yet. Let us see the breakthrough. Nana dropped cross-legged right there, scanning his vibes. Not bad at all. You are actually way better off than I thought. Honestly, with your stats, breaking through won't be sketchy. Your aura has always felt super familiar to me. It is almost exactly like mine. That is why we instantly clicked. Xuanyu could not resist being a total smartmouth. You sure it is not just because I am good looking? But Nana, I felt that connection too. Nana rolled her eyes at his attitude. You little brat, watch your mouth. Look at the epic mess you made with Bai Shu today. I have never seen her that triggered. Then Nana flipped the switch to serious mentor mode. Alright, real talk time. When your bloodline first awakened, it was a nightmare. You literally have 2 insanely overpowered bloodlines having a deathmatch inside you. Having both wake up at once is a recipe for a massive disaster. Mess it up, and you are crippled from cultivation forever. Worst case, game over. Remembering that moment made her shudder. It left her rattled just thinking about it. I was freaking out when I first saw your stats, but after racking my brain, I figured out how to spiral them around a core. That way, they would not just smash together and explode. It gave them a chance to fuse. But honestly, the risk is still insane. That is why I must be here when you level up. But the craziest part is, she paused, her eyes lighting up. Your internal energy is just unbelievably weird. Whenever you use that unique martial soul fusion skill, that crazy energy forces those rival bloodlines to work together. And boom, it spawns a brand new third bloodline. Xuanyu was locked in, but looked sketched out. Wait, a third bloodline? Is that not just adding more fuel to the dumpster fire? Seeing his brain buffering, Nana broke it down. Nope, this new bloodline is basically the ultimate crossover of the others. Every time you pop that fusion skill, it forces those rival energies to chill and vibe together. Once you spam it enough, that third bloodline gets buffed, then it absorbs the power. When they finally merge into one ultimate form, you will unlock power so busted, not even I could beat you. Xuanyu was mind blown. Seriously? I am going to be that overpowered. Nana smiled with a super genuine look. It will be legendary, but the grind is going to be long. You have to spam that fusion skill, like your life depends on it. She shifted to pure math mode. Let me run the numbers. For every level you grind, use the fusion skill 10 times to guarantee a safe breakthrough. Hearing that insane quota, his ears literally started ringing from the shock. Are you kidding me? 10 times? Does not that mean for every 10 levels I gain, I am practically grinding 20? His motivation completely face-planted into the dirt. My level is already trash and now I have to grind double the experience points. I am so dead. Trying to stop his total mental breakdown, Nana stepped in with some hype. Chill out, kid. Slow and steady wins the race. Every bit of experience counts right now. When you finally hit the level cap in the future, you are literally going to ascend to godhood. Her words were like pure adrenaline, instantly snapping Lan Xuanyu back. No way, that sounds incredibly epic. So how long is this super grind going to take, Nana? She smiled, casually dropping the biggest bombshell ever. Oh, probably just like 200 or 300 years. Lan Xuanyu legit almost passed out right there. Say what now? Ignoring his total panic attack, Nana just kept giving him a thumbs up. Relax, your bloodlines are totally busted. You will live way longer than any basic human anyway. He gave them the most pained, forced smile ever. Cool, cool. With the total buzzkill out of the way, it was finally time for the hardcore training arc. Rule number 1 of leveling up, never rush it. Let us trigger this breakthrough right now and see what wild stat boosts your second soul ring drops. Lan Xuanyu was a total battle junkie, so his hype meter immediately maxed out again. Fair point? Let us hit that 2-ring realm first and talk later. Boom. Start charging your energy. I will stand guard and keep you from exploding. Following his master's orders, the kid closed his eyes. He completely zeroed his mind and tapped into his internal core. Lan Xuanyu was already sitting right at the edge. He fired up the mysterious Heaven technique. A massive wave of relief washed over him as the limiter shattered. Boom. Welcome to the 2-ring realm. Catching him slacking, Nana instantly barked an order. Do not you dare drop your guard. The real boss fight just started. The second she said that, a crushing pressure slammed into his chest. That crazy vortex of gold and silver light inside him was going absolute haywire. Freezing cold and blistering heat exploded at the exact same time. His meridians and bones were getting completely flooded by blinding gold and silver energy spikes. The two energies started brutally crashing into each other, causing pure agony. But right in the middle of this total internal meltdown, a galaxy brain idea suddenly sparked in his head. The vortex. Yeah, the freaking vortex. I can totally control it. He gritted his teeth and locked onto those raging power streams. He pumped his soul power straight into it, hitting massive overdrive. All those chaotic gold and silver spikes instantly started getting sucked right into the center, but the energy felt absolutely endless, blowing the vortex up to an insanely terrifying size. It felt like the whole system was going to crash and self-destruct. The gold and silver powers went feral. The pain was so glitchy and unbearable that Lan Xuanyu literally could not even scream. Nana, help me. Right at the absolute brink of total game over. A super calm, rock-solid voice echoed straight into his brain. Center your mind, erase your fear, empty your emotions. That insanely familiar voice instantly made Lan Xuanyu realize Nana was stepping in. Thanks to her epic save, he finally managed to lock back in. Stay chill. Freaking out gets you killed out here. Once Lan Xuanyu finally took a breath, his aura totally stabilized. The vortex inside him was getting super stable, but it just kept expanding like crazy. The pure energy flooding his veins was way too much, pushing him right to his breaking point. He literally felt like he was about to explode into a million pieces. Seeing the perfect opening, Nana barked. Lan Xuanyu, fuse your martial souls right now. I have got your back, so just do it. Gritting his teeth through the insane pain, his eyes locked in. He clenched his fists and both epic bloodlines erupted. The compressed power felt like it was tearing the freaking space apart, blasting out a totally blinding, radiant light. Right in the middle of that chaos, some mysterious power took shape, crushing down with terrifying pressure. After what felt like forever, things were finally getting back on track. The wild energy inside him chilled out, and that internal vortex had leveled up big time. Both the gold and silver energies totally stabilized, and those 7-colored specks glowed brighter than ever. His soul power did not spike, though. It actually dropped a whole rank. What a drag. Seeing this sick new breakthrough, she went all out with the praise. You absolutely nailed it. That power-up was incredibly stable. Whenever your soul power ranks up, your martial soul fusion skill forces that explosive internal energy to merge perfectly. Lan Xuanyu finally let out a massive sigh of relief. Thank God, he actually pulled it off. He shut his eyes and let his exhausted body completely relax, but those 2 badass bloodlines were still quietly surging through his veins. When he snapped his eyes open, 2 wildly opposing powers blazed in his pupils like a wildfire. The sheer intensity actually made Nana jump a little. Then Lan Xuanyu reeled in his aura and his eyes went back to normal. He was seriously hyped. This bloodline power is straight up overpowered. Thank goodness you were here, or I would have been in totally deep trouble. Even though the crazy part was over, she kept drilling details into his head. Having survived this run, the next time should be way safer. So you better remember how this felt. For your next major breakthrough, you have to soul fusion 10 times. He gave a quick nod. Got it, crystal clear. Nana softly kept going. Now flex that power and let us see how your soul mutated. He was totally pumped and practically buzzing with hype. Man, I have been waiting forever for this. Lan Xuanyu cranked up his aura. Let us test the left hand first. Channeling energy into his palm, the epic blue-silver grass sprouted out. It looked super tough, but still weirdly flexible, hiding an absolutely insane amount of latent power. He was completely blown away. It totally evolved. Those golden patterns look way more structured now. Unable to hold back his excitement, he instantly fired up his other arm. Time to see what the right hand can do. It had gotten ridiculously strong too. Both sides evolved and felt basically indestructible now. Suddenly, a blinding flash of golden light erupted, catching both of them totally off guard. Lan Xuanyu stared at it, completely baffled. Yellow light, but when reality clicked, he literally freaked out. Wait, a yellow glow? That is a 100-year soul ring. Yo, my freaking soul ring just leveled itself up out of nowhere. I have not even fused with a soul spirit yet. How did this thing hit the 100-year rank on its own?